It's officially here. 30 teams in 30 days, and we are starting off in the Valley. I got my man Gabe Guerrero with us. Chill's here, Mars is here, Swipe is here, but we got an honored guest who covers the Suns thoroughly, and he knows more about the Suns than just about everybody up here. Gabe, man, what's up, man? How you feeling? Talk to us and let the people know where they can find you at, where you do all your good stuff at.
I'm doing great, man. Thank you guys for the invite. Mostly on YouTube, Suns Valley. We just changed it. It was Suns Valley Podcast, but podcasting is really the thing we do the absolute least. So we just switched it to Suns Valley. But, my name on Twitter or X, and same. Nothing crazy. Suns Valley.
Mars, this season that just passed, of the 82 games that the Phoenix Suns have played, how many of them did you actively watch? Because Mars is the Phoenix Suns guy up here, because he's a Jalen Green guy. That's his guy. So Mars, how many Phoenix Suns games did you watch this season that just passed?
He's a Miles Bridges guy too.
Okay.
No,
I doubt that, but
okay, well, at least 60, 65, at least.
Wow.
I'd say.
So you're pretty well tapped into what's going on in Phoenix.
Not as much as someone whose job is to cover the Suns, but I like to think I.
No, 65 is really good for if it is not your team. That's really good.
Yep.
Is it your team?
Thank you very much.
Me?
No, we Grizzly.
No, Morris. Oh,
okay. But the Suns are number 2 on that list. They're gonna be my second most watched team.
So how many games do you think you'll watch this year? Ooh, hold on, before we ask him about the Grizzlies, how many games do you think you're gonna watch this year?
Well, for what it's worth, if Jalen Green plays all 82 again, then I'll probably watch close to, if not all 82. But they're still not going to be my.
You like Jalen Green that much?
He loves Jalen.
I mean,
okay.
I think I've missed maybe 10 games of his whole career. So.
Wow. Okay.
Gabe, I was with Mars over. Well, we all link up for All-Star Weekend, which is in the Valley. All-Star Weekend in Phoenix. Gabe, I'm letting you know right now. We're gonna link. We're gonna end up doing a live show. You got to come on. Wait, you live in Phoenix?
There. No, I live in Austin, but I just went to NBA draft. That's where I got this Summer League. I went up to Vegas, and so me and my wife were talking about definitely going out to the All-Star game. So,
okay, pull up, man. Stay. If I don't reach out to you, make sure you stay in contact with me or anybody up here so you can come on the live show in Phoenix.
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh, definitely.
And if you can't get in contact with Ron because for whatever reason, trust me, it might not happen. I just added you on Twitter. You can get in contact with me, and I'll make sure everything goes smoothly. Shout out to you. Were you a Suns and 4 guy at that time? Was that a
that situation was specific. So I feel like that Suns and 4 was just for the Nuggets and just for that fight. Those two dudes straight up sucker punched. First of all, they look like the Island Boys. All right, that's neither here nor there. But they if you rewatch it, they just sucker punched, bro. I mean, literally looked away like they weren't gonna do nothing, and then tried to steal on him. And so for him, now the guy counting the money, that's enemy number 1. That's the real villain. If you remember him in that, I think it was a Lucas series. Yeah. But actually, no, that was Bucks. That was Bucks too. Yeah.
Well, the people don't know there's this lore that went on for about 3 years until that last series in 2023 with Suns fans and Nuggets fans, and it got involved into the media level as well because of the Suns and 4 guy in 21 when the Nuggets got swept, and then there was this like long-standing like fan beef between the two franchises and stuff. So I, like Mars, have also watched the Suns a lot. They're one of my favorite teams as well to watch, just like on the NBA League Pass and all that. They have a lot of fun.
I feel like everybody's lagging out. Maybe everybody good?
What?
I was seeing. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, there's the Phoenix Suns have a very I say a specific niche fan base outside, even on PC as well, because obviously there's a bunch of players like Dylan Brooks we talk about a lot. Devin Booker is one of the most, I think, loved players up here as well, just his play style and everything. And then Mars has like a few guys on the Suns that he is like kind of Mars FC about in particular. And then on top of that, your starting point guard was a two-way player with the team that I cover in Collin, and then he got a $12 million a year deal, obviously with the Phoenix Suns. So really happy. Honestly, really happy for a lot of players in that roster. Goodwin as well, who like kind of rebuilt his value in the league, and now these guys are all getting paid and stuff.
Swiper, do not make this more than what it is. The only reason why Mars watches the Suns is because of Jalen Green. If Jalen Green was on Phoenix, he'd be watching. If Jalen Green was back in Houston, he'd be watching Houston. If Jalen Green was in Charlotte, he'd be watching Charlotte. That's the only reason why he watches the Phoenix Suns.
We'll take any stands we can get.
I mean, it's the only reason I watch them as much as I do, but I would still watch them. But I wouldn't watch them as much as I do, for sure.
We had a big influx.
Yeah,
we had a big influx of Kevin Durant stands, and of course they all left. So we'll take.
I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I love Kevin Durant, but I mean, you guys might bring it up later, but I think my opinion of him changed after the whole get off my Dickerson debacle. It opened my eyes that he might be a handful personality-wise in the locker room, and he's just so great. My attitude was always, man, who cares how he acts? Like, step up to his level and help him. But if he's doing all that, maybe he was part of the problem in Phoenix.
I've always been a big Mark Williams guy. I was a big fan of Mark Williams coming out of college, and when I heard that he got traded to Phoenix, I was really happy about that. His health has been the biggest issue. He is one of the better glass cleaners in the league. I do appreciate his ability to finish around the rim. He doesn't have great touch, but I think he's got good enough touch where he can be, formidable around the rim. So I've watched an unhealthy amount of Phoenix Suns games last year. I didn't watch as much as Mars did, but I did watch an unhealthy amount of Phoenix Suns games last year. So I'll be tapped in again this year. Yes, I will.
Let's go.
Yo, before we get into our first segment, which is simply going to be, the receipt check for the offseason, Mars is going to break down the additions for the Suns, the subtractions for the Suns, who they drafted, and essentially what was shuffled around the roster in the offseason. And then we'll start by talking about that. And then we have a couple other segments for everybody that's watching right now. We are going to deep dive and talk everything Suns in this episode. Before we do that, though, Gabe, how long have you been a Suns fan? And what got you on the bandwagon?
So this is a little embarrassing because, so I'm from Nebraska, so I don't have any teams that I have to be loyal to. So I was just loyal to all my dad's teams. So I'm a Chicago fan with every other sport. A lot of people learned during The Last Dance what truly broke up the Bulls. And it was ego and money. And as a 10-year-old, I couldn't comprehend those two things. I wasn't old enough. Like, my dad is like, yeah, Phil wants more money and maybe some partial ownership, and Jordan saying he ain't gonna come back, and Pippen says, well, then he's not coming back. And so my 10-year-old brain is like, you're gonna stop a potential 2 more title runs over money. I stopped watching basketball altogether until I was heartbroken. So Iverson brought me back, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. I came back for those 3 and just started watching and then, of course, when Jordan came back to the Wizards, your boy was watching 82 Wizards games. Well, he didn't play in all 82 either year, but, almost. One of the years, almost. But so that was my genesis as a basketball fan. And then I moved to Phoenix and was selling door-to-door alarms, bro. And I had friends. I was like 20. I had friends that were Suns fans. They used to invite me to go to this place called Native New Yorker. It was a wing place. And this was during Nash, Amari, Barbosa. I'm going to get to the embarrassing part. Raja Bell, all of that, right? So it was, pardon my French, orgasmic basketball. Okay? Like, imagine you came from another planet, and you drop down and you got to watch all teams play. And you say, wait a minute, what is this 7 seconds or less stuff that I'm watching where the team is putting up 130 points a night? It was intoxicating. And then I always have been a big Shaq fan. And so I bit. That's the embarrassing part, bro. I bit when he said, when I get angry, I win championships. I was like, I called my friend I was visiting my family in Nebraska because I was living in Phoenix. I called him and said, "Hey, bro, I'm in. I'm officially a Suns fan." And so from that moment on, I just been every game, watching every game.
Hey, Gabe, I'm telling you, I mean, watching the Amari Stoudemire catch bodies, that'll make you cream your boxer shorts. Absolutely.
I'm more of a Sean Marion type of guy, as you guys know, but
and that's who we gave up for Shaq. I didn't have the attachment to him yet. I didn't know it was the wrong move to make. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were also how old were you at this point?
I think 20.
He was 20.
I wasn't even drinking age yet, just barely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't, and only none of us really looked at basketball that way. By the way, like at this point in time, Chill maybe because he was a little bit older than us, but yeah, I mean, I thought when AI went to Denver that
me too.
So,
Me too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Very similar thing.
And Shaq
look at
only
basketball what way?
Like your favorite player joining a team is like guaranteed a ring type thing. Like Shaq going to the Phoenix Suns. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And on top of that, being young and not really having anything really cool happen since Barkley was there, right? I can definitely appreciate that. And Shaq was only a year removed,
I think,
from winning the NBA championship
in Miami. And I didn't know that D Wade was more so behind it. It was a little blurry in my mind.
Yeah.
As a youngster.
So I mean, he obviously still had something left. The Shaq Steve Nash dynamic just didn't work. Shaq's more of a post guy, especially at that particular point in his career. Shaq is a post guy. Shaq plays on the box. Steve Nash is working with Amari Stoudemire as a pick and pop guy, and they play fast. That's really not Shaq's game at that time, so it really didn't work.
Chill, you just unlocked a memory.
I apologize.
No. It's just a funny memory called 7 Seconds or Shaq. Do y'all remember that? That's what the offense turned into. It was, hey, we're going to do our 7 seconds, but if something stops it, we're going to feed Shaq in the post. Yep.
And I was at that time, Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken, and I vividly remember sitting down having some food, and I think the Suns missed the playoffs that year, and they won like 45 games. Like that doesn't happen. Almost never. Like that. I think they won like 45 or 44 or 45 games. That's when the Western Conference was a nightmare. So
was that before or after he dropped 44 on Chris Bosh and called him the RuPaul of big men? Do you remember?
Did do that. I do remember that. Yeah,
that was wild.
That was the same time I'm sitting down, and Swiper can attest to this because he knows I know him. I'm sitting down. Amari Stoudemire is sitting right there. Shaq's sitting right there, and Amari Stoudemire is wondering. We're talking about the All-Star game, and he's like, "I'm not sure if I'm going to make the All-Star team." I was like, "What? Yes, you are. You're going to make the All-Star team." What are you talking about? Yes.
The West was crazy.
I was like, you're going to make I know that it's a bunch of guys out West, but you're going to make the All-Star team. He was running down the guys who were going to make the All-Star team in the Western Conference that year. And I was like, you leaving somebody out. He was like, who? I was like, you. What are you doing? You're going to make the All-Star team too. He was like, I don't know, man. I was like, yes, you're going to make the All-Star team. And he did.
Yeah.
That was his last one?
No, I mean, he had to be in the All-Star game when he was in New York because, remember, he was crazy in New York before
I'm talking about Shaq. I know Amari came in a few more.
Were you talking about Shaq saying
I was talking about Amari Stoudemire. He's the one who was Amari Stoudemire was literally not sure if he wasn't sure if he was gonna make the All-Star team. I'm like, yes, you are. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
What a humble goat. What a humble
For real.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it. Mars, you got some offseason receipts for us. Talk to us about Phoenix's offseason in terms of their roster shuffling, moving, who came in, who went out, and what's it looking like right now?
Well, their biggest acquisition, I guess, would be Miles Bridges, who they acquired from Charlotte in exchange for Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal. But they also drafted Koa Pete at the end of the first round. Someone who some people had lottery buzz for, so potential steal at the end of the first round. And then they signed Chill's favorite player, Luke Kennard, in free agency. Kind of the Grayson Allen replacement sort of. And they also got Pat Spencer from Golden State. Those are their 4 acquisitions this offseason. So interesting to say the least. And then they lost Isaiah Livers and Amir Coffey have also left. So They haven't really lost a whole lot, I would say.
So the question that I have, Mars, is what's the plan moving forward stylistically when it comes to Gillespie? Because I actually like him as a lead guard. I actually like him as a pace setter. I do dig him. I don't love him as a defender, but I think that Devin Booker, in terms of him playing off the basketball, that's where he is the most effective. When you ask him to be not just a ball handler and a bucket getter, but you also asking him to be a distributor, you asking him to be a playmaker. I don't think he's at his best when he's doing that. When I remember him playing with Chris Paul, when they were setting him up, getting him the basketball, coming off pin downs, getting him the ball, coming off curl cuts, his stop and pop game, all of that stuff was fantastic. What's the plan moving forward with them stylistically with Collin?
I mean, it's tough because he's probably going to have to come off the bench just because their backcourt is going to be Jalen Green and Devin Booker. And you can't play one of them at the 3 because Dylan's going to play the 3. So even though I think Collin Gillespie probably is their best option in that backcourt because of the fact that he can shoot the 3 so well, he can bring the ball up the court, allow Devin Booker to play off the ball. They are just going to start Jalen Green and Devin Booker, which means he has to come off the bench. But I don't think that means that he's going to be in a limited role. I still think he can play close to the amount of minutes he played last year. Now, part of that is because Jalen Green missed so much time, so he did get more opportunity. But I would be surprised if he's not in the north of 25 minutes per game range, because of the fact that you still can play some 3-guard lineups. He is small, but you still can experiment with that. Jordan Knott is someone who likes to have multiple guys who can handle the ball and make decisions and drive and kick and all of that stuff. Collin Gillespie is another player who can do that. But he also just shoots the ball so well that you can play him off the ball next to guards like Devin Booker and Jalen Green, and he can still thrive. So I do think he has a place on the team. It's just probably not going to be in the starting role that he got accustomed to last year. But he got his nice little contract. I think what was I to say, 12 million. So coming off the bench or starting, I think he should be good for the Suns regardless.
Now
it's a good problem to have.
Now you being the resident Suns guy, not you, Mars, but my man to my right, you being the resident Suns guy. How you feel about Maluach?
Man, I got to go see him in person. So, project player, kind of. I mean, he's got that clear ceiling, right?
Which
as I'm not saying generational all around, but as a rim protector, he could be a generational rim protector.
Wow, you think he's that good?
Yes.
Why do you love him as a rim protector? What does he do as a rim protector that blows you away? Because when I think generation, I'm thinking Mutombo, Rudy Gobert, guys like that.
I'm not talking Wemby generational. That's ridiculous. Sure. But he can be in that Walker Kessler class.
I don't know if Walker Kessler's a generational rim protector.
He's probably not, but statistically,
20% below expected at the rim last year as a rookie. So that was like the best mark in the NBA.
He's a baby. He's a baby. He barely played. I can't remember how many blocks he was averaging in the summer league. Obviously, summer league doesn't really count, but he took a crazy step in the summer league. Averaged a double in every game. Healthy numbers, not like Jason Kidd, like 10 and 10. I'm talking upper, mid 20s, 13 rebounds, stuff like that, but several blocks. He's gigantic. I mean, and I don't have to really say anything more than look at the man's height, length, measurables, his motor. I don't know. I mean, maybe generational is too far for sure, because that's a big word, but I think he could be a top 5 rim protector this upcoming season if he gets more minutes. And I really like Mark Williams too. That's the problem, is that Mark Williams is real, but Mark Williams' foot injury, we're not going to play Mark Williams at all in back-to-backs. He's not playing any back-to-backs. It's already set in stone. So Maluach will get a lot of run.
So if he's only going to play half the season, that's going to be a huge problem because you need him. Like I think that Mark Williams, also another really good rim protector. He's not a great one defender, but I do think that he can. I think he can protect the rim with some of the best. I'm a huge fan of his ability to rebound and stop plays. I love that about him. I don't love him in the short roll. I do love him around the rim finishing, but the injuries are what's killing me with him. That's what the problem is. The injuries are what's killing me with him when it comes to him being available. So if I'm only getting half the season of Mark Williams, like how is this Phoenix Suns team going to be viable, especially with a project like Maluach.
Should
So
so
I don't-
more than half the season.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be half. It's just he's not going to play. Yeah.
Just no back to back.
don't play
But
for
what do you
42
think? Be like a
back-to-backs.
third, be like a third of the season, maybe. But
Probably-
still, it's
I don't
not.
even know about that.
55
Maybe
games or
20.
something.
Yeah, they have
how many
also
rounds?
Iguodala too.
He'll probably miss like 20 games. Teams don't have more than 20 back-to-backs. And
Right.
this is off the top of my head. I don't know the exact amount, but it
Right.
can't be more than 20
13,
back-to-backs.
14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
All right, so
Well,
like
he
a
played
month.
60
All right, that's
games
not bad.
last year, but then he wasn't able to go in the playoffs. So,
But see, every game that you get from Mark is going to be, he's going to contribute heavily. So it's like, he's going to miss some games, of course, but he's still going to contribute a lot to the season.
Wait, so what's the Suns starting lineup? So Mars, you said that do you believe Jalen Green's going to start, or are you almost certain that he'll start? Because I was under the impression it was going to be Collin.
He will.
I'm pretty certain it'll be Jalen Green, Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Miles Bridges, and Mark Williams as the starting five.
That's a small lineup, Mars. I don't love it.
I don't love
All
it
right,
either,
so-
Chill.
So
Neither
fellas,
do I.
let's get into it. I want to talk realistic expectations, like, and not a best case scenario. Oh, if this happens, they could do this. No, what is a realistic expectation for this team? Playing, playoff.
Think about this,
Lottery?
Ron. We already talked about the Western Conference. So after 5, it gets real tricky, right? So the particulars, you got San Antonio, Oklahoma City, Denver, Houston, and Minnesota. After that, it gets real chill, like the Lakers, the Clippers, Phoenix, Utah. Like, they could very well be a high playing team because they're going to score points with Devin Booker, with Jalen Green, barring any health issues. They're going to score points. And I think Dylan Brooks, with the energy that he brings and the defense, and I think that that's going to resonate with Maluach as a rim protector. I think that that's going to resonate. So, I mean, I think that if I'm being honest, 40, I think they can win 40 plus games. I don't think it's ridiculous to think that they can win 42 to 45 games.
That's baseline for me. That's 45 last year, 37 losses. It needs to be 45 or plus. But I don't know if anybody else wanted to chime in on that.
I mean, I think the West has gotten stronger. So even if they are better,
Think it got
as a
stronger?
team,
You think it's better,
yes,
Mars?
I think the West has gotten stronger because of the new tanking rules. Teams that were tanking are now incentivized to compete. So even if the top of the West isn't stronger, I'm not saying OKC, San Antonio, whoever got stronger, but Utah won 22 games last year. That's not happening this year. They have to compete. Utah is a team that has to compete. Dallas is a team that's looking to win some games this year with Kyrie, Cooper Flag, etc. And if Cooper Flag is the player that people are projecting, that's a all-star caliber player, whatever. On that team, Golden State, I know it's a gap here, but that's another team that you still have to try and beat. The Clippers are going to try and remain competitive. Portland's probably got better. Minnesota got better, and then you got obviously like the top 5-6 teams, like you said. So it's just going to be harder to find the wins, even if you're a better team. Just the whole conference, top to bottom, being more competitive.
No, we're not mentioning Sacramento.
We got better. We got better.
You guys did get better. I agree.
That's all I'm saying. We got better.
I agree. And then also
Damn.
like
We don't suck as bad
as last year. Yeah, we agree. Yeah.
But that's just
Shoot,
in the
DeMontis
Western
and Keegan
Conference.
didn't even play last year. And Zach didn't play last year. Of course, we got better.
They did get better just off like health and whatever. And then that's just the West. Like, not to mention the East got so much better. You still have to play those teams twice a year. So even if the West isn't substantially better, the East being so much better means those wins are also going to be harder to come by. So I just think wins all around are probably going to be lower. So I feel it would be unfair to hold teams to last season's win total and say anything below it is a disappointment, just because 45 wins this last year isn't the same as 45 wins next year, in my opinion. I think those Suns could win 42 games, but be a better team than they were last year. Now, ultimately, I think they're probably just a play-in team at best. I don't see them breaking into the top 6, barring like major health concerns from the teams that are like firmly ahead of them. But I do think they can be an 8 seed, 7 seed, 9, and then play their way into the playoffs, and then probably lose in round 1 again to one of the top 2 teams. But I think they're a solid team, but I don't see them being a top 6 seed. I don't.
Now,
see
Mars,
that
to play devil's advocate, Mars, I mean, just because you got to compete for it does not mean that you're going to be better. So, for example, you and I had a conversation plenty of times about the Utah Jazz. So the fact that they don't play defense, that doesn't mean that they're not competing on defense. I mean, there's some guys that are trying, but they just suck. Now, I mean, I think the same could be said about a number of these other teams. So the Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix. I don't think Phoenix sucks. I think Phoenix has got some really good talent. The fact that Gabe, when you brought up Miles Bridges, that's another transition player that you didn't have. Another finisher, another, I think, hard-nosed, like tough guy that you didn't have in the lineup that you do have now. So that brings some more dog to your team. And I think that's going to rim pressure absolutely gets to the rim. And I think that that's going to enhance what you guys are doing just from an energy standpoint with him and Dylan Brooks. That's definitely going to help. So from that standpoint, Mars, yes, I do think that from a team competing, yes, I could get with that. However, I mean, there's teams like Dallas who, I mean, they got some talent, but in terms of competing, I mean, you're going to get Irv back.
I'm not saying they're going to be better than the Suns. Like, those teams are just teams that are going to be better than they were last year, which means it's just harder to beat them. But I still expect the Mavs to be in the lottery. I know it's not the Mavs episode, but I expect them to be in like the lottery. I expect the Kings to be in the lottery. I expect like the Grizzlies to be in and around the lottery, the Warriors, but like these teams are still going to be tough to beat, and that's all it is. Just wins are going to be harder to come by. Not that the Suns are going to be the 14th. I still think they're going to be in the play-in.
You don't think Kyrie and Lively gonna change things around down there?
I mean, it's not the Mavs episode, but I have my reservations about Lively's ability to play an NBA season at this point. But I am intrigued. But yeah, the Suns are good. The issue I have with the Suns is like the players I think should probably play more have to come off the bench because they have to start Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and Devin Booker. Like I want Jordan Goodwin playing 30 minutes a game. I think Jordan Goodwin is amazing, and I think his ability to force turnovers, crash the offensive glass is a big part of their identity. But unfortunately, he's in a logjam in the backcourt, so he can't play a whole lot. And then you've got Miles Bridges and Dylan Brooks you have to play, which means Ryan Dunn's minutes have to be cut. But he's probably their best on-ball defender at this point, but he can't play a whole lot. And then you've got Maluach who has to play behind Oso Ighodaro and Mark Williams. And Maluach, in terms of his development, there is reason to be intrigued there, even if like he wasn't all the way figured out last year, but you wanted to get minutes. It's just they have a lot of depth, but the issue is the depth comes in positions where like their heavy minute guys are, so they don't get to play them a whole lot. It's like a lot of the time the Suns bench lineups were like outperforming their starters because that was a lot of what drove their success, but they don't play a whole lot.
So with that being said, though, so Gabe, if your guys' bench is outperforming your starters, is there no room or any scenario where you see Gillespie cracking that starting lineup and maybe bringing Jalen Green, thank you. maybe bringing Jalen off the bench. Mars, you know I'm a huge Jalen Green guy as well, so it's not disrespect. Cool. I'm just
I was under the impression he was coming off the bench, Ox. Well, maybe it's because he missed a lot of last season, and Gillespie had started the majority of the season.
Yeah. Well, you know how I look. You know how I look at things, though, Ron. I don't think just because Jalen Green might be better than Gillespie, he's supposed to start. Like Gillespie, if he can run that point guard position, shoot the ball very well, and then you bring Jalen Green off the bench as a spark guy and still play heavy minutes. You can be a 6th, 7th, 8th guy and still play heavy minutes. So just for team construction, is it not possible for Gillespie to crack the starting lineup? Is it not possible for Maluach to jump also Ighodaro for some of those minutes and just more rotations?
So in a perfect world where egos don't exist and players don't feel like, hey, look at me, I make more money, I'm clearly better than you, which Jalen Green is better than Collin Gillespie. Absolutely. It's just not a better fit. Like, chill, you are onto something. It's just not a lot of people don't know this, but in the G League now, this is G League, but how many people average 11 assists in the G League? Collin Gillespie averages 11 assists in the G League because Collin Gillespie is a floor general, but in the Suns system, he don't get to play. You know what he gets to do? He gets to stand in the corner or come off screens and shoot threes. He's a great three-point shooter. He broke our record for most threes in a single season this year. Bravo. But we have this philosophy that I don't agree with in Phoenix. And the philosophy is something like, we're best when our best players have the ball in their hands at all times. And that sounds good on paper. But what about, like you said with Devin Booker, I'm the biggest proponent. I think you guys might be talking to Ben later. And I've been on Ben's show on Locked On, and he and I disagree a little bit. I don't want to speak for him. Maybe he's come around, or maybe I'm misremembering. But my belief is that not just the Phoenix Suns, every team is better when you have a floor general who can score and facilitate greatly. And that's a rare skill. There's not a lot of those players. So you mentioned what Devin Booker was able to do with Chris Paul. But it goes back even further. It goes back to Ricky Rubio. We went 8-0 in the bubble, and he hit that shot on Kawhi in prime-ish PG 13.
Oh man.
Okay. And that was the genesis of the Suns not being the Sons of Anarchy anymore, but being something for real. A lot of Suns fans are like, no, we need the ball. It was like the year after, I believe, they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to try to make Devin Booker James Harden build. He's not James Harden. He cannot handle the ball good enough to avoid. You guys remember your first, I'm sure some of y'all at least played in varsity basketball. You guys remember trying to bring the ball up in varsity?
Some of y'all?
Sure. You know what I mean? No, not everybody. The pressure that you feel in full pace, extreme defense basketball as a ball handler is pretty hectic. You know, that's why I gave up trying to be a point guard and just moved to the 3. So he can't do it. I'm sorry, Suns fans. He can do it. He's gotten a lot better, man. His handles were sloppy, and now they're pretty good. And he's a pretty good defender now. He's not good. He's not Luka. He don't even sniff Luka's jockstrap when it comes to he don't even sniff Austin Reed. I guess. Look.
As a ball handler?
He's got good, let me go side to side and get my shot off stuff, but not good like I'm being doubled. Let me just, you know what I mean? Let me turn my back to you, give you a bump, get you off me. Yeah. No, he don't do that. And it's unfair to ask him to do that.
So because they're going to ask him to do that. If Jalen Green is starting, and based on what they did last year, the ball is going to be in Devin Booker's hands a majority of the time. So does that bottleneck you guys, or does that limit the potential?
It puts a governor on him, and if there's a governor on his speed, there's a governor on our speed. We need Devin Booker to go back to what he was a few years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, where he was unquestioned the best 2 guard in the NBA. Ever since they lost Chris Paul, he has not been. He's not better than Ant. He's not better than
Donovan Mitchell.
Not better than Donovan Mitchell. He's not affecting.
Eat it, Mars. Eat it.
Look. Right now, when it pertains to winning, I still believe if we were all drafting, I don't know about y'all, I would take Devin Booker over Donovan Mitchell. But that's if I could also craft a team that has a proper point guard that can get him the ball.
Absolutely. That's why I'm asking these questions, because I'm super high on Collin. Like, so last year, Collin was my year before TJ McConnell. Like, I'm really high on Collin Gillespie. I like the kid a lot, and I just want him to get some minutes. So that's why I'm asking these questions. Like, it doesn't make sense because this new NBA thing where they're trying to make 2 guards play point guard, I think is really ruining some teams.
I believe in positionless basketball, just not at the point guard position. I mean, there's outliers.
Yeah. I could get with that, Gabe.
If there's any position that you need, it is the point guard position.
Yeah, forcing somebody to be a point guard that's like forcing somebody to be a quarterback, or like and forcing a running quarterback. Like, yeah, you can play a quarterback, but you're a run first quarterback.
Yeah,
forcing him to be a drop back,
like Lamar.
Yeah, well, no, Lamar's a little different, but you know what I'm getting at.
Swipe up. So I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
So you can't just put anybody at the point guard. Go ahead.
That's what we were going through last season with Houston, right, Chill? When we talked about this, you can't turn a guy into a point guard in just the season or whatever. You can't just wake up a point guard. You have to be a point guard. It's a mental thing. You can't just be, oh, that guy can dribble pretty good, he's my point guard. That's not how it works. You have to think point guards. You have to eat point guards. You have to breathe point guards. You have to be a point guard.
It has to be laced in your DNA that getting someone else a bucket gives you the same dopamine hit that's scoring. Not everybody gets that dopamine hit from passing the ball. Chris Paul got it. Steve Nash got it. Ricky Rubio had it. There's other players that have it in the league
do you know
today,
who
but
else
it's
had it?
rare. Who?
A guy that got turned into a point guard. Not everybody can be Russell Westbrook.
That's true.
There's only
rare.
one of us out
Very
there.
rare. And I feel like James Harden too.
Guard if you're not really a point guard, just stick to.
Like
James Harden.
James Harden is godlike passing the ball, like unbelievable at pick and roll execution as the ball handler. Unbelievable. And I thought he was supposed to be just a scorer coming out of ASU. Maybe I'm wrong.
James Harden always had some point guard to him, though.
But to me, he's elite at point guard. And I don't feel like, I think because he had that elite state of being a 2 guard, people kind of forget that he's also an elite 1 guard. But that could just be
if you look at the landscape of how the Phoenix Suns are put together from a talent standpoint, I mean, Collin Gillespie was the best point guard in the country coming out of college. When he went to Villanova, he was the best point guard in the country coming out of college. Yes, he was. He was the best point guard in the country. Now, here's the thing, Ron. Villanova also had a point guard coming out of college. He was also the best point guard in the country and got drafted in the 2nd round. Starting for the New York Knicks today, right? Yeah. So if you look at them from a talent standpoint, so to Mars's point, yes, Jalen Green is probably going to play more off the strength that he's on the books for $36 million. This is a contract year because he's got a player option, I believe, next season. That I'm depending on how he gets busy this year. But when you have a legit lead guard, you got a legit 2, and you guys haven't brought it up, and I'm surprised you haven't. The Milwaukee Bucks starting small forward is in Phoenix. His name's Ryan Dunn. That's who the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks passed on him. I've been telling y'all this for years. I couldn't believe that they passed on him. I think he would have been perfect for them. But he's now a guy who's gotten caught in this logjam with Dylan Brooks and Bridges. And the fact that he not as good of a long ball shooter as I like, but he's improved because he wasn't any of that
for sure
coming out of college.
Yeah. He was Pete coming out of college with a better looking jumper.
Yes, he wasn't any of that. So with that being said, from a talent standpoint and positionally, like you guys have the things that are necessary to be competitive and maybe even win some games. The question is stylistically, how is this going to work? That's the $1 million question.
You can win 45. You can win 49 with the setup we have. You might be able to win mid 50s if the West wasn't getting so good, but you can't do what we did in 21, which is just knock people out. Now we had a lot of injury help. I don't know if you guys remember AD went down, Kawhi was down, or was it Paul George? I think it was one of the 2.
Kawhi was down.
And then Jamal Murray was down. So like we had help, but without the proper, fully fitted team, I don't think we can go back to the finals. But I'm okay. You guys have to – I mean, I know you guys know this because you guys are basketball sickos. I don't think a lot of people remember where the Suns were 2 years ago, and that's where I frame all of my expectations from. 2 seasons ago, we had to give up Kevin Durant because we stupidly tried to trade this man behind his back like he wasn't a top 5 player, top 10 player all time. I'm trying to be trying not to, upset too many people about where I place him, but we treated him like he wasn't worthy of being told that we were trying to trade him. We thought we could pull something slick. And so we had to get rid of him. And everybody knew we had to get rid of him.
He didn't want to leave neither, by the way.
He didn't want to leave because Phoenix is beautiful. Phoenix is a wonderful place to live.
Love Phoenix. Ron, he was ran out of there, Ron. Stop acting like he had a choice. He got ran out of there. Yes, he did. He didn't want to leave there.
He could have let his ego not rear up and be like, oh, well, you guys were doing what it takes to win in basketball. But at the same time, couldn't they have let him know, hey, man, what would you think about the Warriors? We don't want to go behind your back. Is that too much to ask for Kevin Durant?
Wait, though. So let's rewind back. KD doesn't get in his feelings, and he's like, I do actually want to stay in Phoenix because I like Phoenix. I want to be here. You guys have KD right now heading into next season instead of Dylan Brooks. How you feeling about the squad?
So it's not just Dylan Brooks, though. It's Jalen Green that we picked up, and it's come on Maluach. It's like, we were able to have flexibility to bring some other guys like, I don't know if bringing Jordan Goodwin back in was contingent on that, but we had to do something, and Bradley Beal was going to net us Nothing. He we're still paying him. Okay. So we were stuck between a rock and the hardest place. And even when we had our super team that was legitimately the #1 highest paid roster in the NBA, we couldn't even sniff the 10 seed. We were nowhere near getting into the play-in to lose the play-in in embarrassing fashion. That's how bad we were just 2 years ago. And so we were bottom feeders projected into last season. And we came out and put together a team with one goal in mind. Players that play hard, have pride, play defense, care about basketball, care about each other. That's it. We don't and Dillon Brooks was the emotional lighter fluid, because I personally don't think that Dillon Brooks is as good of a defender as everybody says he is. I've watched his tape very closely. He's lost a step. I love you, Dillon. I love you. But he's lost a step. And he gambles too much. He wants the big play. He wants that Ed Reed interception, that Brian Dawkins take it to the house. He don't want to play salt. Yes. He's looking, someone's coming to set a screen on him or going to, and he's worrying about who, and bro will just blow by flat-footed. So, but emotionally,
30 years old though. I mean, it's
I know.
Athletically, he's only 30 years old.
But what I see with him failing on defense is trying to do too much. You know, I mean, when he's locking up with you, like we saw with him, LeBron, he can give you, a little. He can bang in the paint on defense, but it's more about his attitude and how infectious it is. Did the Grizzlies not? Mars, did they not kind of like drop off a little bit when they lost Dillon Brooks as far as their intensity, that like grindhouse mentality? I felt looking on the outside in that they kind of lost a little bit of that edge after Dillon left.
I think Dillon Brooks has enough proof in the pudding that where he goes, things change to where you can give him that tag, I guess. I would say the Grizzlies' injuries probably hurt them more than Dillon Brooks. But everywhere Dillon Brooks has gone, the team has exceeded expectations. So I think you can kind of give him that benefit of the doubt at this point. But I do agree with you on his defense. But I do think his leading by example in a lot of ways does hold a lot of weight. But like the actual impact of his defense, I'm 1000% with you. I've been here for a while. So glad to see someone else.
I don't like to say it, but I've seen it.
I mean, but Gabe, the truth is the truth. You know, if he's not as good, Mars has been somebody that's been avid on this. Once you get a tag, it's almost gonna stay with you until it's completely proven. And so, like, if you went from great and you're still pretty good, you're still gonna have that tag with you. But Gabe, I also want to say, like, speaking of Dillon Brooks, Dillon's actually one of the reasons why I'm a little higher on the Phoenix Suns. I love Dillon Brooks and what he brings to you guys alongside Devin Booker. And then, like, I don't know, I think you guys are one of those teams where talent-wise, you may be a step below other teams, but like the way that you guys gel and how hard you guys are going to play, and a lot of that is due to Dillon Brooks, I think it's going to make you guys very competitive, and it's going to keep you guys in a lot of games. I think you guys can shoot the piss out the ball just with the guys that you have, Jalen Green, Gillespie, Booker, Dillon Brooks as well. Miles Bridges adds a little bit to that. So I think you guys have your shooters. You have a little bit of you're good at the center position. You got some good rim protection. And I just think you guys are going to be competitive in a lot of games. Now, how many games you win, I don't know. But I like Dillon Brooks, Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Miles Bridges, Collin Gillespie, Maluach, other big fella. It's something about you guys that I just like.
They play hard.
They make Nick Richards ain't on the team no more. I know Mars is loving that.
Bro, I love Nick Richards, but
question, Gabe, how close? What was missing with that Phoenix team? 7 seconds or less. What was missing?
The Spurs existed, and the Spurs were their kryptonite. The Spurs were everything that you need to stop the Suns. They were organized as hell. They were willing to commit a brutal assault with cameras on. That's really what it was. Not one, and not two.
This, by the way.
Not two, probably three. I can remember because Bruce Bowen loved to just literally punch people in the testicles when they would shoot. So the number will, if you want to go back and watch those, that number will just keep going up. But
what a sack tapper.
But and I don't want to get off on a tangent here. He really was, but he was proud of it. But Robert Horry showing the Suns, hey, y'all are better than us. There's nothing that we can do legally to stop you. So I'm going to pull a 1996 Disney movie, and I'm going to come off the side of the court, and I'm going to hit you like this is football and throw you into the scorer's table, bust you, and then the league is going to suspend Amari for good measure.
I think y'all beat San Antonio. If that doesn't happen, I think y'all beat.
They got cheated.
Yeah,
I do. I think y'all beat San Antonio if that doesn't happen.
I'm salty. I apologize, but
I don't think that they beat Cleveland. I think they smoked Cleveland in the NBA championship.
Perhaps, but yeah, they just didn't. But other than my excuses, they didn't have defense and half court sets, which is what it takes in the postseason. Everything changed come postseason, and that's why we thought Shaq was the answer. It's like, hey, the 7 seconds or less kills during the regular season, but come postseason, we get grinded down to a slower halt because every possession matters. And the Spurs would just bring it up the court slow, take their time, move it around. 17 different passes later, got us tired. We didn't have as many fast break opportunities. They just knew how to beat us. You know?
Getting cheated. Love it. Getting cheated.
Yeah, styles make fights. It's always been a story in NBA history.
Yeah. I had never seen anything like that where it was clearly not a basketball play, though. Bro just was like, oh, is that Steve Nash dribbling up the court? Let me see something real quick. Boom!
What do you think the difference was in 93? Was it just Jordan?
Jordan. That's my goat. So I don't even need to say any more than Jordan. Nobody was touching that. Nobody.
Do you think
Charles
outside
Barkley,
of Jordan? Do you think outside of Jordan that maybe Phoenix was better than Chicago, or was it just Jordan?
I think there's a few teams that were better. I think there's a few teams that were better without Jordan. Yeah. Definitely Phoenix. But I mean, Charles Barkley himself said it. Like, he went into that season telling his teammates in training camp, I'm better than Jordan. I'm going to show it. Y'all just have my back. And then he got to the finals and he was like, I'm not better than him.
I'm not better than that guy. So
yeah.
Yeah, that ball guy was kind of good. Both ball guys, but y'all know that ball guy was a little different.
He was cool. Yeah, he was decent.
I mean,
speaking of shooting guards,
Scotty had a pretty good series too.
Wasn't bad, Ox. I mean,
he was all right. You know, he was all right.
Was that almost triple double, Scotty?
Yes. 21-8 and 21-8 and I want to say 21-9 and 8, something like that. Yeah,
damn near. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna find out if it was Scotty's best season today.
Yes, sir.
Tap in.
Yeah.
But hold on, Mars. Where can we find that at?
Mars Talk Sports on YouTube at 5:30 Eastern today.
Okay. And what position are y'all doing?
Small forwards, the Scottie Pippens, LeBron James.
And you can confirm that Scotty's not top 10, right?
I mean, I can confirm you should tap in.
All right.
Ron, what type of sense would that make? I'm not even going to derail the show, but why would you even say that?
Because I just hope it happens. All right.
Tomorrow's
gonna be a good day if it happens.
Mark, it was pretty fair to say my list was pretty unbiased and
you had Alex English?
No, but I also didn't. I was very, I didn't push the propaganda for a particular person at all. Actually,
why?
Where'd you have Melo?
Well, that's the thing. I think we're going to find out. It's like I actually made a very decisive decision about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be honest today. I can tell you where I
Hopefully,
have
you
Paul
do that
Pierce,
at the
though.
center position.
I can tell you where I have Paul Pierce, though, Ox.
Ahead of Melo, clearly.
Yeah.
No, he did not.
I actually,
Yeah.
I went and asked. I just want you to understand. I went and asked some people about this. By the way, so for our esteemed guests, right? You know, you're a brilliant mind, obviously. And, you know, whatever your opinion is, whatever your opinion, right? It doesn't matter.
Glaze.
You know, no, yeah. Well, March, I said that about you every day, even though you were wrong about like Spurs and all kind of stuff. So,
Glazing. I mean, you saying it.
so, for you, if you think of the 2000s as a kid, because you were a more, you know, you were rediscovering your love of basketball with T-Mac and Vince and them and Allen Iverson, because I listened to you, obviously. Our host probably can't recall those three players that you said. When you thought about the small forwards of that day outside of LeBron, who were your favorite, and who do you think like the best next small forward was of that era for you?
Next best after who?
LeBron, obvious. Yeah.
Okay. Man.
What time period are we talking about?
2000s.
So
2000 to 2009.
Just in general.
for me, I would have went early 2000s. I would have went Vince Carter, and then not just for the dunks. I mean, if you look at what he was doing in the playoffs,
Sure.
and the shooting, I mean, he went through a phase where he was actually like a lights out 3-point shooter, you know, and so
Yeah, he was kind of good, huh? Gabe, I'll be trying to tell these guys.
He was no Bradley Beal, but he was.
I think I saw you talking about that, bro, which was wild to me because I have a jaded perspective on Beal, but also Tracy McGrady, just unbelievable.
And then after Tracy McGrady and Vince, then who? We're gonna keep going till he says one or two names.
just only small forwards, Gabe. Only thing small forwards.
Well, to be fair, the game is correct because they did move.
Vince
small
and
forward
T-Mac
for a
have
little
played
bit.
the three. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that we keep it. No,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Man,
And remember, this was the slower pace. You know, it was harder to get buckets during this time. So, you know, buckets was at a premium.
I feel like threes weren't as like prolific then as they are now.
Both of you guys aren't being remembered. Damn.
You know what I mean?
Maybe they
I'm
both
allowing
were
him to
sorry. Hey,
speak-
Lars,
I'm allowing
get
him
them
to
both
speak
off
for
the
himself.
list.
I mean, I can't say if they are on it or not.
Yeah, I'm allowing him to speak
This is-
for
this is
himself.
bad.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
man, he's
Say what
speaking for himself, and he's not bringing up either of you guys'
Yeah,
guys.
But that's
just-
perfectly fine. There's no need to have
LeBron, T-Mac, Vince.
The great thing
Yeah,
about
man.
bringing guests like Gabe on is we don't have to worry about their agendas getting in the way of a good show like for you. So I'm saying, Gabe, you go ahead and say what you want to
This
say.
is
I think
your
whatever your
agenda.
answer
You
is-
started this by
I'm curious.
we're talking about
I'm
your
just
guy.
curious.
This is your agenda.
I'm just curious who he has, though. That's all. I don't have an opinion on this.
Man,
This ain't go the way you thought it was gonna go, Swiper.
It did
I
not.
mean-
No.
All right.
Fine.
How about
No.
this? How about this? Give me
Go
like 3 or 4, and I'll rank them.
So if you
He wants you
had
to know
rank-
who's better.
Sneak
between
your player
Carmelo
in.
and Paul Pierce.
Well,
That's-
that's really where we're trying to go.
Pierce.
Okay,
But
okay.
You can do Sean Marion too if you want to include.
No,
him.
no,
He
He
Sean
just
Marion,
wants to know who's
Carmelo
better
and Paul
between Melo
Pierce.
and Paul
He
Pierce.
just that's
All
all he
right,
wants to know
let's-
who's better between Melo and
Let's
Paul
cut the
Pierce.
chase and get to it.
I don't know where I truly do not know where you land on this, bro. So I'm
But where do
sorry.
you land on it?
Yeah, I don't. That's fine.
So I just want you to know I'm not trying to pick who you like if I do. If I
No,
had
it's
to pick,
about you, Gabe. It's
If I had to pick between the two of them, I would take Melo.
Oh,
what
you don't
I'm
know.
saying? Like,
What was so
That's what I
awesome
mean.
about
You don't know
Melo?
what.
So you watching in the 2000s, from 2000 when he showed up 2003 to 2010. What was so awesome about Melo that wasn't awesome?
I just
about
think he
Paul?
was more up. Not, and this isn't to slander the truth. It's just
Sure.
I can't think of a whole lot of players if I'm judging them on offensive basketball only that really could get a bucket. I mean, there are players, but
it's not many.
not that many that I feel like I could name a dozen players that could get a bucket like Paul Pierce. And I feel like maybe it's tainted a little bit because then
Ox, why your eyes get that big? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Ox. Why your eyes get that big?
I mean,
yeah.
I also just
I didn't expect him to say that. I was just shocked. That's all.
yeah.
Basically,
I mean,
he's saying Paul Pierce has come a dime a dozen. But Melo's
Damn, I kind of did say dime a dozen because I said a dozen.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that, but also the wheelchair thing kind of throws me off a little bit. So, I mean, let's be honest, bro.
It kind of makes your perspective a little shitty.
I
huh?
never seen Melo get carted away and then come back.
For the boo-boos.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
know
Melo
that's
was
just
on
fine.
that-
I think, no.
And I don't like doing this either, but if Melo was on that Celtic team, do they win the NBA championship?
In 08?
Yes. I think it's about the team with KG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Take Paul Pierce off that crew,
Aaron-
the same
Aaron-
crew that they got, and put
and
Carmelo Anthony
Rondo?
on it. Do they win the
Paulie
NBA
was
championship?
spanking Kobe, and you ain't never seen Melo do that.
he was great. But
Melo,
we're splitting
Melo
hairs.
was Melo was going at it with Kobe. Nah, they lost, so he was going at it, like as good as you could hope.
He took the challenge.
Yeah, on the road, yeah.
Would have loved to seen Melo in his
Get off my
prime
Twitter,
on that
Rock.
super
How about
team.
that?
I'm not even one who brought that up. I'm not even one that brought that up. That got brought up last week, and I didn't say
Real
anything.
talk,
I wanted,
bro.
yeah.
Now, of course,
I wanted
so
to
Greg,
defend you. I wanted to defend
There
you.
are some weasels that be on my Twitter all the time. It used to be Mars.
Ain't nobody sneaking on
but
your
you stopped
Twitter.
that.
You're
But then-
very
but then-
popular
but
on
then
Twitter.
there's-
Just pops
And
up.
real talk be doing this in the weeds when something bad happened. We're like, what you think, Swiper? And then when good stuff happens, we be hiding in the weeds like this, like a little deer. And then
Bro,
Ron be
I
doing
mean,
like,
but swipe. You want to be popular on Twitter, and then when people see your tweets, you act like we're stalking you, and it's just like
hey,
that's
you
not the case.
about to be made popular here in a minute. So why don't you clear out? So, but Greg, Gabe, I appreciate that opinion. That's a good opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah, you tree. Yeah.
Wait a minute, though. Ox is exactly
I
right.
ain't even-
How
I
you
ain't
gonna
even
get
do
mad?
anything.
You want to be popular, but then when people see your stuff, all of a sudden they're coming after you. What are you,
You
doing?
see-
What's that?
Hey,
What's
no, no, no,
happening?
hey.
He that chick to get all dressed up, overdressed for the occasion, by the way. And then when guys approach her, or when people say, "Oh, you look good," he be like, "I got a boyfriend. Don't talk to me." Like, why you talking?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
That's
Gabe,
crazy.
Just so you understand.
I'm sorry that you're popular.
I know you was a bougie Twitter chick.
I made a workout video to encourage other people, and these clowns turned it into
I
me.
did. I like this.
can't do that.
I didn't take any part
Real-
in trolling that.
you
I like
will
your
be-
workout
you-
videos.
Yeah,
You know I do.
Ox will be taking that video and
Hey,
using
Morris,
it
can you
as
share
a
that?
meme over the course of the year. No,
No,
you
I
cannot.
won't. Swiper,
Nah,
you know,
I
Swiper.
won't. Nah.
Swiper.
We
See,
will not
that's
be doing
the
that.
type of thing
Morris,
where you're
please
wrong.
share that.
We will not be doing
People were
that.
tagging me in it, talking about, oh, he's like, what was it? Was the DeMar DeRozan thing? I took no part in that. I liked the video. I like the original video. I know you like to move your hips. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? I like your workout videos. I think you should post more workout content, personally. You know?
Hey, Swiper. Yes or no? Yes or no?
He wants you to answer first.
Yeah,
That's a
it's-
trap.
Is
See
Debo
what I'm
coming?
saying, Gabe?
Hey, is Debo coming?
And Swiper, on top of that, for 2 years straight, I've had your team's back for 2 years straight. This is the second year straight. I'm the only one on Twitter defending your squad.
Yeah, facts.
Hey, so
So I
Gabe,
believe in Aaron Gordon.
Gabe, I know you got to run here in a second. Before you do, I want to ask you two questions. I want to ask, what is your final prediction for this season for the Suns? And then also, throughout this 30 teams in 30 days, we are asking all of our guests, when do you think you guys are going to win your first championship? So, and just for full transparency, we're doing our order for the 30 teams in 30 days from the teams that haven't won a championship to the teams that have won a championship. So in reverse chronological order. And so obviously you guys are the first episode, and you guys aren't the only team to not win a championship, but there are, I think, 11 franchises that haven't won a championship. So I want to ask you, when do you think that you guys will win a championship? Is it 2 to 3 years? Is it 5 years? Are you guys nowhere close?
So, because of our financial situation, I think it's going to be closer to in between 2 to 3 and 5. Unfortunately, but like, we ain't never won it before, so it ain't nothing different for us. This is just everyday life. But the important thing is we're getting better and we're moving forward. You know what I mean? So 2 to 3 years is like the high point. I think it's going to take us a couple of years to get back to that. I mean, you look at the landscape, you're going to have Wemby in the league forever, and everybody's getting better. And we are still stuck in a financial quagmire. And we've got, now I love Jalen Green, Mars. I love him. He won me over, but we're going to have to make a decision. And nobody really wants Jalen Green for the money that he's getting going to make. So it's like, we're kind of stuck. We're about to pay Miles. I think 2 to 3 years would be like really, really the earliest. 3 years, not 2.
He's on an expiring.
Jalen, but like knowing us, we'll try to lock him up. Like we pay our players, you know, and like I'm
outside of Book. Who else y'all paying? So Maluach is on a Rook deal.
You can't say outside of Book. Book gonna be making $75 million soon.
That's nuts.
That's not outside of Book. That's a lot
nuts.
of money. That's a lot of money.
So is that the entire problem? Like when we're talking about their issues financially, is that their entire problem?
Oh, you guys
for a little while.
Miles comes off the books after this year. Brooks comes
off. We're
the
actively trying to re-sign him. He has a Michigan State pedigree, so we will let him have Matt Ishbia's house before we let him leave the Phoenix Suns. For whatever reason, our front office is obsessed with Michigan State. Not for whatever reason, because Matt Ishbia played there and won a national championship there. We have like 7 human beings in our team and front office that are from Michigan State. So he's getting paid, and he knows that. He's kind of got us over a barrel, and so he's like, I'm gonna hold out this year, whatever. We're gonna pay him. He's gonna get locked up. They're not gonna trade a first round pick and not lock him up.
I actually like Miles Bridges. I've always liked.
I do too.
As a basketball
the Suns
player.
are also paying Bradley Beal $20 million for like the next.
Still paying Beal.
Shout out to Bradley Beal getting his bread. I get paid by the Clippers. He ate my deal. Phoenix
Still paying Nas Little, by the way.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Shout out Nas Little, man.
How about that?
I forgot about my man Nas. I forgot about Nas Little.
We got a lot of dead money.
But Gabe though, final question. Prediction
record
this season. No. Playoffs, if you will.
Okay.
How does the season end?
Okay, so I don't want y'all to think I'm overly optimistic. Last season, me and my co-host, we argued, and I said success for the Suns last year would still be, and I wanted everybody to have low expectations. It would be winning more games than we won the year before, but maybe we don't make the play-in and playoff. So I was down on us last season. This season, what's up, Ben? This season, I think truly we're going. I think we can absolutely win. You guys aren't going to like this, man. I think we can win 8 to 10 games more than we did last year because Jalen Green was out almost half of the year.
He missed 50 games.
Okay, more than half of the year. We were running out there with Jamari Bouye. No, I love him, and Gillespie, which really worked out. Dylan Brooks came back after the All-Star break, broke his hand like immediately. He was out 18 games. The three of them, Book and Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, they played 10 games together total last season, and we won 45 games. So barring the same sort of Bradley Beal-esque injury plague, and we lost 10 games last year that we had. I know a lot of teams go through this, right? But we had 10 games that we had no business losing. So combining all those things, man, actually getting these dudes to play together for the first, they didn't even play together last year. The three of them played 10 out of 82. If they play together this year and we got better, we added more rim pressure in
Maluach.
I'm sorry. In Miles.
Luke Kennard too. We didn't speak enough about Luke Kennard.
No,
when I brought up shooters earlier, I should have started with Luke Kennard.
There's one more shooter. I want to mention. Haywood Highsmith, who we wisely Now he's got to be healthy. Like he's still been coming back from that knee injury. That is a potential, if fully healthy, that can be your number one defender on the cheap. And he shot like, what was it, 47% from three when he was with the Suns last season. Bro is a sniper. He's going to replace Royce's production from three, potentially, if he plays, if he's healthy enough to play. He can replace Royce's threes, and Kennard is actually a better shooter than Grayson. They gave him his number 8 jersey and everything just to make it simple. White 8.
8 to 10
So
more wins.
upgrade. Hold on, wait, though. Wait. 8 to 10 more wins means, and Ben, I can't wait to ask you the same question. We're gonna start with this. That's gonna be my first question with you.
How did we win 45 games without all of that?
Hold on, no, Gabe. When you're saying 8 to 10 more wins, you are saying that you guys are gonna win 53 to 55 games.
That's a top.
You know what
seed
that?
That's
That's a 3. That's a 3 seed. Yeah.
So then
to
to contradict myself, then I see us more in that topping out at the 5. So
52 wins, and obviously last year isn't this year, but
Gabe,
just
so you guys know, Gabe is not alone. That is what a large majority of people in Phoenix think. I won't say that I won't say that I'm there. I'm kind of on the outside looking in on what the team could look like next year, but he's not alone. Like that's how confident they feel in this team. And I can tell you that the Suns, this is an informed, not really opinion, but this is an informed take. The Suns feel like a lot of the same things Gabe said. They were really injured last year, and they believe they got a lot better. I don't know if I could agree with that, but they got a lot better moving on from
just
Grayson
better.
Royce.
Just better.
Sure, they think they got better because here is what is
10 wins
unequivocally
ain't just
true.
better. 10 more wins ain't just better.
It's a lot better. Listen, we can get to what I think here in a second, but here's what's true. The Suns think Grayson Allen is done. Like they don't think he is going to be. Here's what I'll tell you. It would not shock me now, from what I've heard from the Suns side, that Grayson Allen plays on 3 teams in the next 3 years, and he's kind of just a journeyman the rest of his career because he can't stay healthy. There are concerns about him specifically in the knees. Royce O'Neal is obviously not a player that is the same player anymore. Shot pretty well from 3, but those 2 contracts, I can tell you right now, Miles Bridges is not the only person that they went after. I won't get into the other players that they went after, but I'll tell you this. Miles Bridges was the only person that they can get. So they feel like it was Grayson and Royce, just salary, basically nothing to them that they are trading away. And it's just salary and the 2033 pick for Miles Bridges. That is their rationale. And they believe with more ball handlers on the court and with Jalen Green and Miles Bridges getting to the rim, that they're going to get cheaper buckets at the rim. Offense will be easier to come by. And that is then going to alleviate pressure off of Devin Booker. That's what they feel like is going to happen. And that is kind of the take a lot of people are running with here in Phoenix. The obvious concerns of that is no one in this starting lineup can shoot a 3. Like no one. And so I've made the observation of, okay, well, like I think later in this,
in an offense predicated on the 3, heavily predicated on.
Yeah, they shot a lot of 3s last year. Mark Williams can't shoot 3s. Devin Booker is a bad 3-point shooter. Jalen Green is an atrocious 3-point shooter. Miles Bridges is bad. Like it's not great. And so my concern with the Suns is you got Mark Williams in the short roll, the low post, whatever, right? You have him kind of hanging out there. Jalen Green and Miles Bridges are both pretty inefficient around the rim. And so those 2 guys trying to get to the rim now with potentially double coverage, meaning someone's going to slide over from Mark Williams and help defense with that. Do you trust Miles Bridges and Jalen Green to make the right pass? I personally do not, but a lot of people here in Phoenix do. So I'll kind of even out Gabe here. Gabe thinks that this team could win 50 games this year, and that is not considered a hot take here in Phoenix. The hot take is kind of where I'm at, which is I could see them, if everything works for the Suns, if what they think, which Miles Bridges, Jalen Green, those 2 guys can get to the rim, they're going to figure out the 3-point shooting thing, and guys are going to be more healthier. They think that this team can win 50-plus games, be a top 4 seed in the West. I'm just going to go off of the history that I've seen. Jalen Green, I'm not a huge fan. He's never been an efficient player. He tries very hard defensively, so I have to give him that. He's never been a very efficient player. And through 5 seasons in the league, he kind of is what he is, a volume shooter. And then Miles Bridges, people think he's a better passer than I give him credit for. I put at best he's an inconsistent defender. He's a bad 3-point shooter, although the Suns believe that since he took a lot of shots late in the shot clock, that he's going to get better looks because of that. He's inefficient around the rim. I've got concerns. I would actually lean towards the Suns regressing a little bit. And that is because
less than 45?
I would lean towards that. And I know this is like, I don't sit on a fence. I don't know. Like, I don't know how many people know
40 to 45. That's what it sounds like.
If I were setting the line, like, dude, if I was setting the line, I would set the Phoenix Suns FanDuel over/under line at 41.5. That's what I would set it at, because I could see them winning 50 games if all the things that they said work out. But I don't get the starting lineup. They lack a lot of 3-point shooting. I know Haywood Highsmith did a great job, like Gabe talked about just a second ago, but there's no minutes for Haywood Highsmith. Like, I've done the math. There's not a lot of minutes for these guys. You are trying to figure out 22 minutes essentially for Oso, who played a lot, Kaman Maluach, and Rasheer Fleming. So I actually think it's going to look a little gross at the beginning of the season to try to figure it out. And then later on, they'll try to recoup some wins. But here's the last thing I'll say, because I'm filibustering. Here's why I don't think anyone truly really knows yet. The first half of the season, the Phoenix Suns were one of the best surprise teams in the NBA, right? What I would always say on the show is, like, can the Suns be the team that on a random Tuesday night when they play Denver, they lose 101-99? Yeah, they lose, but Denver walks out like, golly, we had to actually try in that game. And then that converts into wins against Memphis, against Golden State. And then the second half of the season, totally different version of the Suns. Yes, a little bit injured. However, I think a lot of teams got injured last year. I don't really like to use injury as an excuse. Like, Devin Booker's mostly out there. They should be able to figure things out. And they were one of the worst teams in the second half of the season, record statistically speaking. So again, I just don't know what they're going to be.
I think they were bad. I think they were bad in the second half of the season. You might disagree. You guys might all disagree, but it was because, in my opinion, Dillon Brooks wasn't there. The defense shriveled up. And then when Dillon Brooks came back, it was like, well, who's going to take 25 shots a game, Jalen Green or Dillon Brooks? Let's both. And it was just like,
yeah, he's right. He's right. Hey, here's another thing. You know who was there in the second half of the season? Who wasn't there in the first half of the season? Jalen Green. And I think that has a lot to do about it. I think that, like, I know, like, here, Jalen Green is the type of player you throw on Twitter and you're like, look at this outstanding dunk of him. And I'm like, yeah, well, what about his 3-point shooting and his efficiency around the rim? And they're like, yeah, but he dunks really cool. And so, like, that's my issue with Jalen, is I don't think we have honest conversations about him. No one can dispute the talent from Jalen Green. No one can dispute the talent. However, talent only gets you so far. And this is year 6 now for Jalen Green. At some point, you do need to take that jump.
I thought it was
I'm just going to lean towards what I've seen. I think this year is you're right. I think you're right. I think it is year 5 for him. Sorry.
Ben, so let me ask you, because we were talking Sun starting lineups. Mars and my man Gabe are under the impression that Jalen Green will be starting, and they're pretty sure about it. I want to ask you, do you think he's going to start? And then I also want to ask, do you believe he should start?
Did someone tell him my takes ahead of time? Jalen Green, I have to be fair to this situation. The Suns have put together a lineup that they want to see, so let's see it through. Give me 20 games with the starting lineup of Book, Green, Bridges, Brooks, and Williams. I have a feeling how it's going to go down, which is kind of clunky, but let's see it through. Because here's the one caveat you have to give to the Phoenix Suns when talking about them. We all thought they were going to be terrible last year because they made all these weird moves, and then they were actually pretty good. And so it's like, okay, let's see you replicate that. So when you talk about the Suns, you have to be like, okay, maybe they are just the smartest team in the room. Like, maybe they're the Spurs, reincarnated from 20 years ago, right?
Probably not.
Maybe not. Maybe not. That's totally fair. But maybe they are, right? You have to give them that. But do I think they're a better team with Collin Gillespie running point and Jalen Green coming off the bench? Yes. And that is the take that gets me in trouble all the time. Collin Gillespie's the better 3-point shooter. I think he's the better distributor. I think he's the better ball handler. I think he's a better defender. And Jalen Green, I think, is more suited in that role.
When I say that, it's not chill. It's
Jalen
not
Green is-
1985 no more. I'm not saying that.
You're
Jalen
not
Green is
been,
better
though.
suited. Jalen Green is better suited for the role. I just want you guys to know that if it looked like I got darker out of nowhere, I think I just blew a power fuse out of
Nice
nowhere.
job.
So that's
Nice
awesome.
job.
But Jalen Green is he is better suited for the Malik Monk role, where all he needs to do is come off the bench and just try to get buckets, and that would be much more appreciated on the backup of a team that he could work well with Oso Ighodaro and distribute better for others, and just kind of take worse defenders dealing with other teams' second unit one-on-one. But when I say that, like I get in trouble because Jalen Green is uberly athletic.
But Gabe, I'm trying to make sense of both your logic and your man's logic. Okay, so you didn't have any interior scoring last year. So where were your buckets come from? Because you guys talked about nobody could shoot the three. Y'all in the top 5 in the league in threes last year.
We disagree a little. We disagree slightly on the threes. Like I think Devin Booker is a fantastic 3-point shooter in catch and shoot situations. He don't catch and shoot. I mean, look at it. He pulls up. He pulls up full speed. He comes off screens. Those are difficult, high difficulty type of threes. Same thing with Jalen Green. He's got that foot swinging out. He's moving one side or the other. It's very few of them are stationary catch and shoots. So if that were the case, I don't think we're a bad 3-point shooting, but the way they shoot threes. But Collin Gillespie, on the other hand, he can catch and shoot. He can pull up off the dribble, moving and hit the threes. But then you had Grayson Allen sitting there, knocking down a great percentage of his threes.
Gabe, would you change that though? Because if we talk about pull-up shooting a lot this year, and like Devin Booker this past year, he took, it looks like around 4 pull-ups a game. So he was at 1 3-point pull-up a game, which isn't crazy. Shot 30%. But if you look at his total pull-up numbers this last season, he took exactly that Booker 4.6, and he shot 41.9% on pull-ups this last season. On pull-ups,
really?
Yeah, on pull-ups this last year.
I stand corrected.
That's included mid-range. That's not just 3.
Yeah, so but the 3-pointer is bad. So the 3-point was bad. He took 1 a game. Right. The pull-ups at 1 were 41%, and then effective field goal percentage-wise, that put him right around like where Jaylen Brown was at 47.4 in effective field goal percentage. So like if you take it for volume, so more than 8 pull-ups a game, like he was in the top 20. But I think what maybe you're suggesting is, or more ideal, and I know this is like if Devin Booker was closer to like maybe where like Anthony Edwards were and them were pull-up shooting, I think your offense would be better in some way. So I guess how do you – could one of you obviously saying you don't have enough shooting and Devin Booker's a bad 3-point shooter, which I think most of us would agree with. He hasn't shot well. And, Marsden brought this up, I think even a year and a half ago, that Devin Booker his form translates to being a better overall shooter than what the numbers indicate. Because he actually doesn't connect on 3-point shots to the degree that you think. So do you feel like is it like a decision-making thing that's kind of getting in the way of him being a better shooter? Is it like something, is it a rhythm thing? What are you noticing about some of those maybe fall off with Devin?
I know he's hounded. I mean, you guys remember the double teams on him are legendary. So a lot of his shots are, I would imagine, heavily contested. But no, I mean, if the numbers are saying that, maybe he is better. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe my eye test is just failing me. And maybe he is just flat out better pulling up from 3 than catch and shoot. Although catch and shoot, if he's only doing 1 a game, I'd like to see a higher
no, that was his pull-up shooting. He's not a good pull-up shooter, but I think that's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's better
this season, Swiper, or just an overall pull-up shooter this
season? No,
I
read the numbers out again. I'll read them out again. So Devin Booker just last year shot 30% from 3 on pull-ups, and on pull-ups in general, including mid-range, he shot 41.9% on pull-ups in general.
Yeah. So I
need to get off ball.
I thank you. I want him off ball. I want him catching and shooting. I want him running through screens and being made more available. That's what I mean. Obviously, the 3-point contest is not real life, but you see what he does in the 3-point contest when it's just rhythm shooting.
Don't say that too loud to Trailblazer fans. Dame is back. Don't say that too loud to Trailblazer fans.
So that's why the Suns want to start Jalen. Like I have been told that Jalen Green is the point guard. Like that Devin Booker, everyone says like this is not my opinion. This is not my opinion. This is what the Suns think. And this is what they're going to do. This is one of the reasons why they got Miles Bridges. Jalen Green is going to bring up the ball. They do not want Devin Booker bringing up the basketball. The point book thing, they do not want happening. Now, it's going to happen. Like, Devin Booker's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, and he's going to bring the ball up the court every now and then. But they want to drastically bring that down. That is one of the reasons why they like Jalen Green. And just so we're clear, like, I might have my disdain from Jalen Green, but I know Devin Booker really likes Jalen. And he is incredibly appreciative. And again, he is incredibly appreciative of what they did or what he did in the play-in game, because that is Jalen, right? You know, a guy I really like and a guy who I've done some work with, Jason Timpf, said one time on his podcast, he was like, it's like Jalen Green, flicks up a coin before every game, except the coin is 3-sided and 2/3 of the side is he's going to play like a really inefficient basketball player. But if it lands on the one, he's going to be the best player on the court for that game. And luckily for the Suns, he flicked it up twice and it landed on the best player on the court in those 2 games. Devin Booker believes when Jalen Green is healthy that it is going to allow him to have more open shots. He's going to have less guys on, like less people are going to have to deal with him. And that Devin Booker being the number 1 option, where Jalen Green is now the number 2 option, he is going to get more open looks and have to not put up some insane shots at the rim. Like Jalen Green, watch him go to the rim. It's like, did you really need to double clutch there? Maybe just put the ball off the backboard. But that's just kind of what Jalen does. And so the Suns, one of the reasons why they got Bridges, they want more ball handlers on the court. They do not want Devin Booker bringing up the basketball. They do not want him initiating the offense all the time. It's going to happen, but this is Jalen Green's show as the point guard position. And maybe Jalen Green's like height, which is, I think it's like 6'3", 6'4", in an already small starting lineup. Like everyone talks about the Suns got bigger. They got exactly 1 inch bigger by getting rid of Royce O'Neal and bringing in Miles Bridges. They didn't get that much bigger. And so I think one of the reasons why I don't want to start Collin Gillespie is Collin Gillespie 6'1". And although I think he's a better defender than Jalen, he's going to get hounded. And so that right there, again, I can disagree with it, but that's what the Suns think. Jalen Green's the point guard.
Fair enough.
Point Jalen, man. I was not.
I didn't even know that.
Hey.
Honestly, I didn't even know that.
Interested because we just talked about what Devin Booker is off the basketball.
It's the same
how much
thing.
Better he is, but
yeah.
if you got, I'm gonna leave this to the Suns guys because
Jalen Green is Devin Booker light with way more athleticism. He might be Devin Booker with way more athleticism. It's not fair to either of them to have them play point guard.
I agree.
I think I love Gabe. Gabe does great work. So when I disagree with him, I'm not going after him at all. I really do love my guy Gabe.
I don't mind.
And we are like 5 inches separate, so I'm going to try to be kind because his reach is probably bigger to knock me over too.
How tall are you, Gabe?
I think Jalen
6'4",
and I'm like 5'9", so not great. Here's the thing: you said Jalen Green is Devin Booker light. I would say Jalen Green is more like Malik Monk light. Devin Booker is a great player, man. And I get in trouble all the time, especially in Phoenix, because there's like this argument of like, what's a superstar? Well, Devin Booker's a superstar, and everyone's got their own definition. I think Devin Booker's somewhere between like the 18th to 24th best player in the NBA. And I think that is calling him an all-star and a star player, but I just don't think he's a number 1 on a team. Like Devin Booker is one of the best ISO scorers in the NBA. When he is mano-a-mano with someone, like there's a reason why teams roll over their coverages. They've seen the numbers. He's really good in ISO situations. Jalen Green has to be a more disciplined basketball player. He plays like someone who has been the best basketball player on the court his entire life. And he could just kind of throw up one leg and, hit a jumper from 3 and just kind of look at the guy. But in the NBA, he's got to be a more disciplined basketball player. And again, this is what I know. This is, again, what the Suns think. The Phoenix Suns have this culture and identity, and we can disagree about Miles Bridges all we want, right? Because I disagree with the Miles Bridges thing a lot. They think Miles Bridges is at the center of everything that they do. And they think Jalen Green is kind of on the outside looking in along with Mark Williams. Those are just things that the Phoenix Suns think. But here's another thing. They think he's going to have a great year. They think he was out 50 games last year, and now he's going to come back more healthier as the second option. To be fair, the dude never gets injured. It was a freak thing. He plays almost all of his games previous to this. And again, that's what they think. And to the Phoenix Suns' credit, again, everyone thought they were going to be bad last year. I'm a little concerned about their improvement this year, but this is what they want to do, and this is what they think is going to work.
So it sounds like And also too, Swiper, Mars, Ox, and Chill. I got a question for you guys. I want to get you guys back involved in the conversation. But it sounds like you guys' biggest X factors or swing factors is going to be Jalen Green and Miles Bridges. Do you guys feel like the Suns kind of go as they go?
I still kind of feel like they go as Devin Booker goes, because if he can reach that level, he lifts everybody up because of his gravity and overall ridiculous output ability. So I think they're still going to go ahead. Yeah. Swipe.
Well, I was going to ask y'all, for the both of you, Devin Booker's obviously your best player, and he's like the engine. But in terms of would you say Jalen Green or someone else, are they the most important player to help the Suns reach their ceiling? Is it Jalen, or is it someone else in particular?
It's Jalen and Miles Bridges. It's Jalen and Miles Bridges. Because, again, the Suns could not trade Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. They tried, and any team that they reached out to wanted multiple firsts. And here's also what I can tell you. The Suns could have gotten Ja Morant for Jalen Green, and they chose Jalen Green. Another thing that I can tell you, they could have gotten Trae Young, and they said no. They believe in Jalen Green. Like
they don't want a point guard, man. It's like they are allergic to point guards. They don't care about point guards.
Those are two things that they could have done.
They said no Trae.
All I know is that could have happened, and they chose Jalen Green.
I believe a billion percent.
You see the contract Trae got over there too, so you can't really.
That's another thing too.
You know what I mean? That contract trade with what they're already paying D Book.
The Suns don't believe in those players. They don't believe in those. They don't believe in those players. I can't use the phrasing.
But at the same time, Ben, like we didn't.
Can't say it.
Text it to me.
I'll say they don't believe in those guys. They don't believe in Ja Morant and Trae Young. I can't say it, but they don't believe in those two guys.
Okay.
I think you guys definitely go as Devin Booker goes, but we were talking a little earlier. I had asked Gabe and Ben before you got up here. We were talking about Collin Gillespie and how we do think that Devin Booker plays better with the point guard like that. So while I do think y'all go as Devin Booker goes, I think y'all got to find Collin some minutes. You know, and Miles Bridges, like, you know what you're gonna get from Miles. So I don't think that's an issue at all. Miles is gonna play good basketball. So yeah, I think there's a lot of, obviously it's basketball, so it's a team. You know, you need everybody to contribute. But if everybody does their thing, it's still it's on Devin Booker. Is pretty much my point.
So go for it, Gabe. No, go for it, Gabe.
I was just saying.
Real quick. And I want to be clear that it's a compliment. It's a compliment to compare Jalen Green to Malik Monk.
Yeah, I really like Malik Monk.
Go ahead, Gabe.
Gabe, go for it. I really like Malik Monk. Whenever, oh my God. It's just the thing of like, you're paying Jalen Green $33 million, or whatever. It's like his average annual value, so he should play. And I'm like, no. It's the same thing with Bradley Beal. When I argued Bradley Beal should have went to the bench, way before he did, was he's too redundant to what the Suns do already on offense. And this is kind of the same thing with Jalen Green. I don't really care how much money he makes. I would rather put him in the best situation to succeed. And that's just the issue. But sorry, Gabe, I will leave Froggy here. Miles Bridges, here's what, yes. And if those two guys work, they will be infinitely better and they might win a playoff series. But you have to look at the data in front of you. I just don't think you can say, well, now they're going to take big leaps. Because I think Miles Bridges is taking a little bit of a step back athleticism-wise. He's an inconsistent defender. He's I think, an okay passer. He doesn't shoot the three ball well, and he's kind of a volume shot taker. And when he gets to the rim, he's not very efficient around the rim. And now you're asking him to hang out with Mark Williams down low. And then it's like, okay, then where does Mark Williams go? He going to develop some sort of 3-point jumper that I don't know about? Maybe he does. And then things work out. That's why I've actually made the argument of like,
the long ball. The long ball was not the Phoenix Suns' problem last year. They were 5th in the league and shooting the long ball. It was not their problem.
It is now, though, and a lot of those guys regressed second half of the season. A lot of those guys regressed.
Well, they just got old boy though. My man Luke. They just got Luke.
Right.
So.
You got
how many threes a game? Swipe. How many threes a game does Luke Kennard shoot?
4, I think.
He's a good 3-point shooter who needs to shoot more. He needs to shoot a lot more.
And he will with the addition of Collin.
Oh
Gillespie
my
playing
God! You
more.
said he would do that in LA, and he shot 4.
Okay, so
I think he shot 3 in LA.
How much did he
I think
play
it
in
was
Los Angeles though, Mars? That's the problem.
My goodness.
He didn't play that
Three-point
much.
rate, though.
He
Hey,
played.
hey,
He played enough.
do
He played enough.
Do you
to
know
cook
why
Cleveland
Luke
in the
Kennard doesn't?
playoffs,
Do you
like
want
I
to know
told
why
you,
Luke Kennard
Yes, he
doesn't
did.
play as
Yes.
much?
He doesn't shoot
Yes,
the
he did.
ball. There's nothing that's gonna change for Luke Kennard to
Yeah.
shoot the ball. He doesn't shoot the ball.
Do you know why Luke Kennard doesn't
No,
shoot
he
as
doesn't
much as
shoot.
you want him
No,
to?
see, this is where
Because
me
or
and Mars
doesn't
get,
play as much.
no, this is where me and Mars get our signals crossed. He does shoot the ball. Your problem, Mars, is that he only shoots when he's wide open. That's your issue. It's not the fact that he doesn't shoot the ball, because he does shoot the ball. He'll shoot one dribble pull-ups. He'll shoot catch and shoot shots. He just doesn't shoot the ball. He doesn't shoot tough shots like you would like him to shoot. Unless he's wide open, he's not shooting the basketball. But when he is wide open, he makes a lot of his shots. And I think that that's going to help Phoenix this season, considering they won't be played as much as they were last season in terms of getting guarded at the long ball line. The problem with Phoenix is their interior scoring. They don't get to the free throw line. And the reason why they don't get to the free throw line is because they don't get to the rim. They're at the bottom of the league in scoring last year. Why? Because most of the time, all they did was shoot threes. They were in the top 5 in the league, not only in threes made, they were in the top 5 in the league in threes taken. So that's the meat and potatoes of your offense. That's
For sure. Who are the guys that shot those threes?
The
Royce
guys that-
O'Neal, Grayson Allen,
Grayson
Jalen
Allen.
Green.
And those guys just walked out the door. Dylan Brooks shot a lot. And here's another thing that I totally agree with you, but this is like kind of this is kind of like I'm there every night. I can kind of assess it a little bit differently. Like I'm sure you watch a ton of Suns games, right? I'm not trying to discount that at all.
Not as much as this dude. I did watch a healthy amount.
Well, like
Phoenix games
a
last
lot
year.
of those
Yes, I
guys,
did.
a lot of those guys took a step back in the second half of the season because Jordan Goodwin was shooting a lot of threes and he was hitting them. And it was like one of the quotes that came out for it where Jordan Goodwin's like, I've never had someone believe in me and tell me to shoot the ball more like Jordan Knott has. So Jordan Goodwin was a pretty good 3-point shooter, tailed off a little bit. Dylan Brooks was better at the beginning of the season and then obviously wasn't there in the second half of the season. We'll see if now becoming more of a catch and shoot guy playing off ball because he has to do less offensively now that those numbers increase. Dylan Brooks is the only guy in the starting lineup that I believe could step back into 38, 37, 39% from three because he's not going to be asked to be the catalyst offensively like he was last year for large stretches. And then you have Luke Kennard, who I love Luke Kennard, but he's only going to play. I don't know I literally did the math on all these things, but he's going to play Luke Kennard. Likely he's going to play 20 minutes.
15.
20, 15 minutes a night. He's going to need to shoot 6 3-pointers a night for him to be out there and make it work. Because here's the one reason why Luke Kennard, 1, doesn't play as much as you think, and 2, doesn't shoot as many threes as you think. That's like the only thing he does. He's not a good defender, not really good. I guess he's all right in the mid range, but his job is going to be asked to shoot threes. And people will say he's going to take over the Grayson Allen role. I'm like, no, that's not true. Grayson Allen was a plus defender, not a great defender, but just on the right side of good. And he played downhill more, played bigger than he is, and he shot threes. The only difference is the only thing that Luke Kennard does is he shoots threes. So we'll see. There is a path for the Suns to be a better team next year.
So wouldn't
I just don't buy it.
So wouldn't that be where the offense changes? So if I got a guy, I remember this vividly when I was watching the 2018 Cavs where LeBron James and Kyle Korver are playing pick and pop and pick and dive. Okay, that's not his game. What you have to do with him when you got a long ball shooter like him is when he comes in the game, run something for him. Get him in some action. So wouldn't that be conducive? I mean, wouldn't that be productive for the Phoenix Suns if you got a long ball shooter like Luke Kennard? When he comes on the floor, like you just said, I think he played 20 plus minutes last year in Los Angeles. When he comes on the floor,
injuries, though.
We know what he's out there. We know what he's out there for. So if we know what he's out there for, how about we get him involved in some action immediately? He's not out there to handle a basketball. He's not out there to play one-on-one. He's out there to shoot the ball. That's his job. So when he comes on the floor, immediately run something for him. Get him in the offense. Wouldn't that be more productive for the Phoenix Suns offensively with him doing that as opposed to making him a ball handler and things like that?
Well, just for context, Chill, he's 29th percentile in his 3-point rate last year. He takes 7 3-point attempts per 100 possessions, which is 29th percentile. The difference between Grayson is Grayson will just put him up. It didn't really matter the coverage or
shot
the
10 a
distance.
game.
Is that better?
He would just throw.
Am I just shooting?
Yes.
You think that's better? Even if I'm
Yeah,
shooting
When you
for
shoot
a
as well
shooter-
as Luke Kennard does, yes, it's better.
And,
if
yeah,
you
and
shoot
Grayson
more.
Allen. Yeah, if you're that good of a shooter, and like Tim Hardaway Jr. shot 7 last year, I believe. Like Jamal shot 8. Like when you're a 3-point shooter like that, Chill, you should be. And Mars again has talked about Luke Kennard before. Some of this was when he was with Memphis or whatever. And then obviously when he got to the Lakers, now he actually had his best 3-point shooting season above expected last year with the Lakers, which is I think maybe a good indication of what he could do this next year. But also LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves had a lot of stuff to do with that. Some of this, y'all, is like Luke is just not a quick trigger 3-point shooter in the traditional sense relative to other players that are like him. So I think he is what he is. He's not going to change that. He believes that the best way he can be utilized is by utilizing his skill intermittently and with timeliness. He just doesn't want to like take threes for the sake of taking them. Now, if the Suns had Michael Porter, that's a whole different story because Mike's just going to, it doesn't matter what he's seeing in front of him.
No
he's
filter.
going to shoot him. None.
Ill-advised.
Luke has a great, like a filter. Like he just doesn't play that way. And I do think to their point,
MPJ
they're going to have to be really
every time.
Well,
yeah,
Chill.
they're
I
gonna have to
mean,
really
at
have
that
intentions about that.
at that level of basketball, I mean, you even before you reach a level of basketball where you have to be able to shoot contested shots. You have to be able to shoot it where it's like if you can't block it, I'm open. You got to get that mindset at a certain level of basketball, and in the NBA, you're way past that level to where you have to.
Does anybody know why he doesn't have that mindset? Because when you're that good, to me, that's what makes you feel that way. Is I'm so good, I don't care that there's a hand in my face.
Luke didn't come in as just a shooter though. Luke was
came in as a scorer.
He can shoot the ball very well, but Luke he's all around just good at scoring the ball. And I mean, but Chill, like in this age of basketball, you got to chuck.
I mean, he's never shot more
like
than
in
six.
this.
He's never shot more
in
than
this
6 games.
in this age of basketball, you have to chuck. Like you have to get him up. And chuck might be the wrong word, but you have to get up
I can
as
get
many
with that,
shots
sure.
as possible.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm
when
saying? Like,
every coach you've ever played for has said the same thing, that we want you to shoot the ball more, and you're not, I don't even think that's chucking at that point. At that point, you're just defiant.
right.
Like everyone is saying shoot the ball more, and you're not doing it. At that point, you're just like, at what point does that just become a problem? Like
it's a problem. It's
not
a
like we're
mindset
asking him
thing.
to shoot, but the coaches are like, no, we're happy. Like, blah, blah. No, every coach he's played for has said they want him to shoot the ball more. And every team he's gone to, there have been people like Chill who tell me why this situation is going to be the one he shoots the ball more. And lo and behold, he doesn't shoot the ball more. Like, I don't know him personally, but I do think there's something in his mind. I think he values the efficiency over the volume. I think
Yeah,
that's
maybe
what
he
values.
cares about his percentage.
And I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. Once again, I don't even know him personally. I might just be way off base. But it appears to me from the outside looking in, he values efficiency over volume. And that's just how we're going. Like, but there's no excuse for why Luke Kennard shoots less threes per 100 possessions than Nikola Vucevic. There's no explanation for that. Now, once
Marza
again,
has to come from being young,
but I'm going to
though.
push the agenda regardless. He shoots less threes per 100 possessions than Nikola Vucevic.
That's
than
an
Dean
insane
Wade.
stat.
Like there's no reason for that when you shoot the three as well as he does. He shot 48% last year. Shoot.
Especially when teams are begging you.
No coach will
and
complain if
by
he
the way,
shoots a three.
Mars.
No coach will ever complain.
And
Well,
by the way,
but
Mars,
that's the thing though, Mars. That could be from that. And once again, like you said, you don't know him. And I mean, I think we can only assess from what you're saying about all these coaches saying shoot the ball. That has to come from like youth basketball, where he, you know what I'm saying, it has to come from just growing up. Like, oh, I'm not supposed to shoot that. Like it has to be a mental thing. It can't just, you know, it has to be a subconscious thing where it's like, oh, that's a bad shot. Don't shoot that.
And again, and maybe him being fake selfless, not like fake, but some people just generally don't want to hijack the offense. Like maybe he just didn't feel like I'm in process and it's like, well, I could shoot it, but I'm on the court with Devin Booker. I'm on the court with Jalen Green. I'm on the court with Miles Bridges. Why would I hijack this possession when they can just, you know, go do this because they're better at this than I am? So I think some of this is also the way you think affects a lot of this stuff. Now, I don't think this is a deficiency. I think he is going to be additive to the Phoenix Suns this next year. But I think that Suns fans are going to notice a marked difference between Royce and Grayson and Luke. Those two dudes will just shoot wherever. Luke is just a much more processed thinker. And I think that also makes him a good passer as well, because he actually is a good passer. That's what he does do well. So I think some of it is his IQ is more geared towards the best play. And sometimes he'll turn down his best skill set to make the best play for the team overall.
So,
Someone
Mars,
needs
to
to
your
lock.
point,
Go for it.
just really quickly. So,
Oh,
Mars,
yeah.
to your point, that 48% at the long ball line, that was good enough for numero uno last year in the league. Nobody shot better at the long ball line than him. That's number one. Number two, I heard you guys talking about contracts. I think that this plays into it. I'm pretty confident that Luke Kennard has in his contract that a specific percentage that he shoots at the long ball line is in his deal where he can
Very
make
possible.
where he can make a
They need
certain
to
amount
put
of money.
attempts into his contracts now.
I think that's where maybe that's where I think that's where
Genius.
I don't know,
Oh
Mars.
my gosh.
I think that's where the line can be. Because
Ben, can you take that to the Suns, Ben?
if he ends up at, because if you look at his line, Ron, and again you can fact check this for me, but I don't think he shot below 45% over the last like 5 years, but he also hasn't.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, right? I don't think he's.
No, he shot a marginal 43% in 2024, 2025.
I apologize. So he has
Shame on him. Shame on Luke.
Garbage.
He hasn't shot under 40% over the last 5 years, and I think 3 of the last 5 years he led the league in shooting at the long ball line. So I don't think it's ridiculous that that's a part of his deal where he's got to shoot a certain percentage in order to have that's an incentive in his contract where I can't. If I shoot more than this, my percentages go down, and if my percentages go down, it could affect my contract and it could affect the bread, which doesn't really. I mean,
but chill, it's a real thing, not just with him. It's a lot of players. They had to change an NBA rule. They had to say, "Hey guys, if you go ahead and chuck a full court shot at the buzzer, we're not going to count that against your percentages," because players wouldn't do it. They would do that fake stuff where they would be like, "Oh, I don't even really know what the shot clock looks like. Let me do one more extra pump midair so I can make the fans think I'm trying to hit a full court shot. But really, I know this isn't going to count against my percentage."
I forgot they did that, Gabe. That's corny. But you can't put that in his contract. Like you got to shoot more threes. You got to let.
If they
let
did,
the dude play
if they
basketball.
did, I don't want to say I from covering the Phoenix Suns. Their front office and ownership group is not like Robert Sarver. They would take that stuff right out. They'd be like, "Hey man, we'll just pay you." Like this team has no issues paying their players. So I don't know anything like that. I did a quick Google search. I couldn't find anything like that. I love theories. You know Gabe, you know me. I love a good theory. I think this is just a guy, like we all have personalities, and growing up, might have just been a little bit of a reserved and a more chill guy. Like everyone else kind of can go and then I'll take what's mine. Like that stuff doesn't leave you. You are who you are when you're younger and you kind of grow and mold into that. And maybe he's just a timid shot taker. And
Mars is right. It's actually defiant. He's going against what his coaches are begging him to do. Listen,
if anyone can get it out of him, like I mentioned the Jordan Goodwin comment. Like I've never had a coach believe in me so much where Jordan.
Yeah, but they believe in Kennard. Kennard ain't dealing with that.
Redick. Like JJ Redick is one of the biggest sharpshooters of his era, the 2010s. He shot the ball damn near every time he could. If JJ Redick can't get Luke Kennard to shoot,
no, you got me worried, Mars.
If I'm the one trying to spin, like, listen, we've now spinned it on its head. Like I was like, I don't know what the Suns are going to do. And I'm like, oh, listen, maybe someone would get it out of him. I'm just throwing out a theory to potentially help the Suns this year. I'm kind of the catalyst of like, yeah, you brought in Luke Kennard. I don't think that is just going to fix the Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen hole. The real hole that is going to fix those issues, 3-point shooting, is Miles Bridges, who took a lot of threes late in the shot clock, which tells you that he did not shoot quality 3-point jumpers, and Jalen Green, who's an inefficient 3-point shooter at this point in his career. Those two guys have to become better 3-point shooters. If you are saying at this point in year 11 for Devin Booker, he needs to shoot the 3-point ball well, you might as well just go scream at clouds. It is not happening. He's not going to do that. The way that I think, they should just start Kaman Maluach. And I hate this idea of like, well, he's so young. You took him 10th overall.
He'll actually stretch the floor as a 5.
Yeah, and that's the idea, is like he'll stretch the floor. And if he's stretching the floor a little bit, this isn't me trying to go new age NBA. I'm actually more talking about going a little bit old school. And now it spaces the floor a little bit to where Jalen Green and Miles Bridges are now taking players one-on-one to the cup instead of dealing with potential the help defense. It's got to be Jalen Green and Miles Bridges both need to become better playmakers and make the right pass when they dribble drive to the basket, dribble penetrate, kick it out to the open shooter. And guys who have more open shots now need to knock those down. And so Mark Williams is the better player than Kennard Maluach right now. And I would argue Jalen Green, the better player than Collin Gillespie. I'm not arguing any of that crap. I'm arguing what is the best fit for the team. And Kennard Maluach is the better fit. I don't care that he's 20 years old. You selected him 10th overall, and you effectively gave him a redshirt year. I know the Phoenix Suns love Kennard Maluach. They think that dude is a bleeping dog. Like, I've been told that. I've been told, just watch this year. Just wait for Kennard Maluach. So if you think that, just freaking start him. And it's going to be hard. And there's going to be hiccups.
Mark's only going to play, like we discussed earlier, a third of the year or two-thirds of the year.
Gabe, they did everything they could to keep Mark Williams upright last year. Everything they could. And he only played 60 games. Like, he didn't start playing back-to-backs until later on in the season. And so Mark Williams, who played the least amount of minutes per game since his rookie season this past year, didn't play in a lot of the back-to-backs and still only played 60 games this year. He's not going to be healthy enough. Move him to the bench, have him play 17, 18 minutes a night. Yeah, he's going to be a little overpaid, whatever, and play Kennard Maluach at the starting center.
What do you think about that, Chill?
Hey, Chill. I got to step in right quick. We can circle back to Kennard Maluach. That was good talks on Luke Kennard. I think he's going to be very beneficial for you guys, even if he doesn't shoot 8 threes. I think Luke Kennard's going to bring a lot to the table. But, fellas, we got super chats. Ben, Gabe, we got a pretty active chat. They send through super chats and they ask us questions about either what we're talking about or whatever they want us to talk about. So we're going to change page. We're going to switch pages right quick. We'll get back to the Phoenix Suns. Also, too, Ben, you said you're a big theory guy. Before you leave out of here, I got to hear your biggest Phoenix Suns conspiracy or theory, whether it's past, present, or future. I got to hear that. So be ready to let us hear that. All right, but the first super chat that I have is from Tupac Westside. Tupac Westside said, "Morning, fellas. I don't see Phoenix as contenders, but definitely a 6 to 8 seed. Also, looks like that's the LA Lakers, wrapping up their trip. Basketball aside, it's nice seeing a group of guys having fun and enjoying life."
Who said I was happy?
Nice.
Yeah, I like these team building things that they're doing. They have so much money, by the way. Now it's like I can fly all my boys out to 5-star, hotels with, we all have a Sprinter. We're getting the nice rendezvous of the Towns River and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, shout out to Slovenia, shout out to money, shout out to the NBA, shout out to Profit, able to do that. But yeah, it's definitely nice watching them hang out together.
Shout out to Luka's dietitian. Y'all see Slim Fit Luka?
Yeah. Who just happens to take the year off as soon as the season begins. He's great in the off season. The dietitian stuff works well in the off season for Luka. He's always got that summer bod going.
Is it the traveling
back up?
It's the travel. Like once he gets to traveling throughout cities and stuff like that, he goes to the best restaurant in other cities. Is that what it is? Is it the eating in hotel rooms? Like what is it?
I'm a massive Luka Doncic guy, but that's because I have Luka Doncic phobia because I watched him single-handedly dismantle the Suns. Dude, single-handed. It's like the argument, like when people are like, Devin Booker's a superstar. I'm like, you've watched superstars before. Giannis did it to the Suns in 2021 in the NBA Finals. That was the superstar. Luka Doncic in the 2022 NBA playoffs, that's a superstar. And so
I'm still not over that, by the way. I'm still not over that.
I watched Luka take a band of misfits to the conference finals in 2022. And then as soon as you gave him Kyrie Irving, the following year after that, they went to the NBA Finals. Like, I am a massive Luka Doncic guy, but that's wavering a little bit. We'll see how he does this year.
Bro, who cares? We had DeAndre Ayton, and he has a Tesla motor for an engine, bro. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Pure sarcasm and hatred seeping out of me. Go on.
Oh, yeah, no. I like the team that the Lakers have put around Luka, and I know
What
that
does
that might
mean,
that might
man?
not
You
be
guys-
a great
you
might not be a
Phoenix
great
guys-
take for a lot of
I
people,
need
but
to
I like it.
understand where you guys are coming from because I have such an issue when I hear this guy's not a number one on a championship team.
Book.
Okay, there's guys who are better, right? Like Giannis is better, right?
Definitely.
Giannis was better. Luka was better, but
Yeah, a lot better.
I don't think it's ridiculous that he could get us there because I think that he showed that he could get us there. Jimmy Butler showed that he could get us there.
Book's not a force multiplier. Book doesn't make his teammates twice as good as they normally are. Chris Paul does. Like Luka makes his teammates way better. Book affects one part of the game very strongly, scoring. He doesn't do that in defense. He doesn't do that in playmaking to the level that it takes to take your team all the way. He can affect one phase of the game, not all three.
Can I say the same thing about Luka? He affects one phase of the game.
He affects, I think, two. His own scoring and making his teammates score.
Okay, so on the offensive side of the ball.
So he's going to score as much as Book is going to score or more. And then he's going to make other players almost catch up. You know what I mean?
Well,
This
to
is
be
the- this is the thing.
disingenuous, I could say Devin Booker came closer to winning the title than Luka has.
Yes, he has.
Sure. Now,
With Chris
here we go.
Paul.
This is the thing.
And
This
Luka
is
had Kyrie.
this is why if you ask people in Phoenix, say, what do you think of that Ben Garcia guy? If they even know me, half of them are gonna say freaking hate that guy, and half of them are gonna be like, I kind of appreciate the honesty. In that 2021 NBA Finals run, the first thing is it came off a short season, right? Or it came off a short off season. So a lot of those teams that played the year prior were freaking gassed. That being including the Lakers. And here's the thing that I get in trouble for. The Lakers were up 2-1 on the Suns in the first round of the series until AD went down. Now, granted, Chris Paul also got hurt, so you can make that you can make that argument too. But then in the second series, it was Nikola Jokic, and this is like not a joke. This is Nikola Jokic and Frank Campazzo. Jamal Murray had torn his ACL. Michael Porter Jr. was still a cone defensively and was really young. And then in the conference finals, Kawhi Leonard tore his ACL in the game before that they started in the game one of the Western Conference Finals. He tore it in, I believe, game 6 when the Clippers closed out Utah. Like, this is the context that people miss. And then when Devin Booker, I believe he was terrible. Was it game 6 he was terrible? Or was it game 5 he was terrible? There were a couple of games in the NBA Finals where Devin Booker was really
he blew his hammy, bro. After he blew the hammy.
But hey, that's another thing. Why I always tell people like this is why bigger, stronger players run the league. You know, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Giannis, Nikola Jokic, like these are all guys that won championships. I know there's anomalies to the rule. Jalen Brunson just won one, but his team is also what you would argue one of the most physical teams in the NBA and push the Spurs around. And you could argue Steph Curry, who's just going to pull up from the parking lot. Again, statistical anomalies. I like Devin Booker a lot. And then the 2022 NBA playoffs, he had stinkers, massive stinkers. He's really, really bad in elimination games, and he was really, really bad in that game 6 game. The only elimination game he's been good at in his career was in game 4 against the Minnesota Timberwolves when they were down 3-0. He was great in game 4, and they still lost the game. Devin Booker is an amazing number 2. I would argue he's the best Robin in the NBA, better than Jamal Murray, better than Paul George as a 2, like all those guys. But he needs a Batman. That's not a slight to Devin Booker. I believe at any point in the NBA, there are 6 to 8 superstars. Like, these are the guys that if you have them on your team, you can win a championship. It doesn't matter who they have. And like, I consider Luka Doncic that guy because I watched him take a band of misfits to the conference finals. And then you gave him a slightly bit of help in Kyrie Irving, who was at the time physically sometimes available and emotionally never available. And he took him to the NBA finals. And so like that took me a long way with Luka. Again, Booker's awesome. Love Booker. He's an all-star. But I think it's important to be honest if you ever want your team to improve. And Booker as a number 2, love it. Do I think he's a little overpaid? Yeah. But look at the top 20 guys paid in the NBA. A lot of them are overpaid.
Yeah, I agree with Ben. I think at this point, I've came to the side where Devin Booker is definitely a number 2. I don't think you'll be able to go far with him as a number 1. And that's just moving forward. And also, too, shout out to being emotionally unavailable. Salute to that.
Yeah.
The next super chat I got. The next super chat I got. You brought up the Wolves series. Wolves in 4 sent through $9.99.
That's 6, but okay.
Oh,
That's 6.
Mars, this dude is garbage.
No, I'm dyslexic. I thought it was IV, not VI.
That's a good excuse. That's a good excuse.
No, brother, I would have made. Hey, listen. It was just funny. The comedic. It was just funny. The timing of it, because you would have said Wolves in 4, and I'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, yeah, Wolves in 4. I'd be like, yeah, it's right.
I bet. Hey, I bet.
As far as I know, that's Wolves in 4. Just by the way, I'm reading it. But
you know what's funny? I bet you that person doesn't know that it's Wolves. That says Wolves in 6, and they meant to put Wolves in 4.
Yeah, probably. You know,
don't let Ron off the hook with
that. It's probably a typo for real.
Not a typo. Trash, Ron. Garbage.
Wolves in 6 said the Wolves will be better. They got dubious handle off their team. Thoughts on the Wolves, right quick? How do we feel about the Timberwolves?
Swipa, do we think who's more of a winning basketball player, Naz Reid or Lamelo Ball? A winning basketball player, not who sells more jerseys. I'm curious what you think.
So we know where
me and Swipa work for the same company.
He just implied what side of the argument he was on with that.
Yeah, I mean, playmaking drives winning more than like in a lot of things for me. So I think it's LaMelo. I am concerned about his scoring ability, you know, versus some of these coverages he's about to see from these playoff teams. And I also am very concerned about their lack of physicality, which has been a calling card for them in the last 3 years they're going to have at that 4th spot. I'm not as high on like the adjustment they made to the roster as some other people are, but I know some people are, so I can get it.
Here's a hot take. I think the Wolves are going to be worse. I don't think LaMelo Ball is a winning basketball player, and I think from a leadership standpoint, and I think this matters, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball as your 2 leaders. I'm going to go ahead and just be out on that one. And LaMelo Ball is LaMelo Ball is a disastrous defender. For all the things I've said about Devin Booker, he is on the better side of defense than LaMelo has ever been.
Disastrous is
that's not true.
He's also never available outside of this season. He's injured a lot, he's a shot chucker. Like this is where like my hot takey stuff comes in.
Yes,
I think I would rather have Naz Reid and all the things that they had before, but they had to make a move because they think Anthony Edwards was. This is the NBA. They have those feelings. And they have those feelings where guys push them, and I think the T-Wolves got worse. And I'll stick that landing. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. But there's my hot take.
First and foremost, LaMelo Ball played at an All-Pro season last year. He was borderline an All-Pro. I thought he could have made the All-Pro team. Number 2, you don't give him nearly enough credit as the on-ball defender, especially in the meat and potatoes of the game that he is. He will stay in front of a guy. He will keep his hands busy. He does beat guys to spots. I think that he's a switchable defender. I don't think you give him nearly enough credit. I can get with the shot chucking. I don't love that. I do not love his shot selection, and I do think that he can shoot you at a game sometimes, but I'm not giving you the defense. No, LaMelo Ball will definitely compete on defense. And
when they're switch hunting LaMelo Ball with the Thunder, Denver, the Spurs,
everybody, Swiper, everybody.
Right.
Y'all think he lunch? I want to make sure I'm following y'all. Y'all think he lunch?
Just to be fair, I'm not saying he cannot at times play defense. But when you're asking him in leverage moments versus these teams in particular that are also big, that have a lot of offensive skill, that will screen, is he going to be able to be a positive add to their defense, or will the scheme suffer?
I think
no, Swiper, you're gonna have to take him. You're gonna have to take him out the game in some late game situations.
They did that shit.
And the only reason that he might not is because Dante's not there to come in to play that defense. I'm sick of this because this. One person can't play defense. I'm talking about late game situations. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about late game situations. That's the NBA. Hold on. Let me answer your question. That's the NBA. That's the NBA. Chill. I can't. And I said late game situations. I can't rely on my rim protector with a minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. We're down 3 or we're up 2. I can't rely on Rudy Gobert and Jaden McDaniels to cover everybody? Because that's how this is not
covering.
basketball.
No.
Yeah, because I'm talking about late game situations.
Sure.
If we're talking about first, second quarter, yeah, fine. We're good. We got Jaden McDaniels out there. We got Rudy Gobert. But in the end of the fourth quarter, when it's a close ball game and we're doing offense, defense substitutions, Lamelo's gonna come out the game. This Lamelo plays defense myth that started last season has to end.
I just think that is when I watch him play defense, and I not just watching him play defense offensively, never playing with a bucket getter like Anthony Edwards, who can now play off the ball and be the 2 guard that he can actually be. I don't have the duties of being a playmaker and a ball handler because I already got that now. All I have to do is come off screens, knock down open shots. In addition to being that, now I can play in isolation more because I got a guy who can knock down an open shot. To your point, the shot chucking, I don't have to do that as much because I'm playing off of a guy in Anthony Edwards who is going to get me better looks. And just like I'm going to get him better looks. Defensively, playing with Jaden McDaniels, I can navigate screens because I can promise you he can navigate screens. He can do it better than Jamal Murray. I bet you that.
So here's
Chill. Okay, so but speaking of Jamal Murray, though, Chill. Speaking of Jamal Murray, Chill. When they're playing Denver, even if Jaden McDaniels, let's say Jaden McDaniels is guarding Jamal, or no, Jaden McDaniels. Let's say Jaden McDaniels is not guarding him because he's playing the 4, and Aaron Gordon's healthy, and he got to be out there guarding Aaron Gordon or whoever he's guarding, right? Jamal, so he's on there, right? Rudy Gobert cannot save LaMelo Ball from Jamal Murray. When Jamal Murray has LaMelo on an island, switching his hips, there's nothing Rudy Gobert can do for you.
I can get with that.
Like you got to go park it, brother. Come over here. And I think
not having Julius Randle's physicality, I can't keep saying it. I have watched the Wolves probably more than anybody else up here. Respectfully, I mean, just whatever. Just I don't know. I'm just no definitive.
You don't know what
I watched them a lot. Again, that's what I'm saying. I don't know definitively. I apologize if that's not true.
Don't apologize. You should have doubled down.
Their physicality is their calling card on defense. That is what they do. They are a massively defensive team that they cheat. Like they cheat into the system of physicality. They lean into it like the Thunder do. You not having Julius Randle or anyone to replace Julius Randle or Karl Anthony Towns and anyone to replace Karl Anthony Towns, that is going to be a difference for this team next year. Jaden, as good as he is not a physical 4. If he's playing 4, to Ox's point, versus Hart and Chet and then Aaron Gordon and Wemby and now Tobias Harris, he's going to be the smallest of this group outside of Chet, and I think that matters for them schematically. Now, I don't know if that means they're not going to be better off, and they will, more than likely, but even Mars can attest last year, the Hornets' defense was better when LaMelo wasn't on the floor. Now, the offense was 13 points better, so maybe – Mars, that's what it's going to be this year. Maybe it's like they're going to have a 125, 124 offense with him and Ant. But the question is Ant going to be a better defender this next year, y'all? Is Io? Is
somebody has to swap it?
I mean, yeah,
Dante's gone. So somebody has to.
On-ball load.
Has any team in the NBA had their identity switched more than the Timberwolves have? I think the argument, and I would say no. And I really like the way that Timberwolves team is constructed. Clearly, they've hit some sort of tipping point, and they should have went after someone. I just would not have went after LaMelo Ball. Like, guys, think of it like this: the Hornets are a perpetual losing franchise. They just had one of their most successful seasons in years. And do you know what they said? Like, I don't know. We could get rid of LaMelo. We don't really need him that much. Like
that was a bad move, though, Ben. That was a bad move for the Hornets.
I get what you're saying, but
I mean, calling a franchise perpetual losers, so acknowledging how much they suck, and then saying, "Look at the move they made to indicate that LaMelo has no value." I mean, maybe the perpetual losing franchise made yet another bad decision.
That was a bad move by them.
Or you can come. Or I don't think so. I actually like the trade for the Nuggets. I think the Hornets will be better this year. I think moving off.
I think
you think they'll be better?
LaMelo. Yeah, I do think the Hornets will be better this year. I really like Naz Reid. The two things.
I do too.
Two things I like about the Timberwolves. The two things I like about the Timberwolves. Like Swipe probably did watch more Timberwolves basketball than me, but love Jaden McDaniels.
No,
love freaking Jaden McDaniels, and I freaking love Naz Reid. I'd give anything to have Naz Reid on the Phoenix Suns outside of trading away Devin Booker. And When now you add some sort of physicality to the Hornets around with some of their shooting, with some guys that maybe you would consider not the best defenders, he covers up for a lot for that Hornets team. And I think the ball maybe not move a little better. He obviously LaMelo's a fantastic playmaker for others, but LaMelo is, 40% from the field, 36% from three on 10 of them a game, and shoots the free throw ball pretty well. But here's another thing about LaMelo that no one talks about. Previous to this season, where he had 72 games played, he played 47, 22, 36. So a guy who doesn't play a lot, not a great defender in my opinion. I guess we can argue that to be the case. I think when you change your identity as much as the Timberwolves did, and now instead of having to deal with, because I watched this with Devin Booker. When I was like, here's the problem with why the Timberwolves just eat Devin Booker's lunch. One, he's a smaller player. And when he dribbles the ball at the court, he's going to meet Jaden McDaniels. All right, well, he'll beat Jaden McDaniels off the dribble. Okay, now here comes Naz Reid. Okay, now here comes Julius Randle. Okay, and at the cup, you have to play against Rudy Gobert. I really like the way that Timberwolves team was constructed. I think they could have went with anyone in the NBA. I think they got some bad luck of the draws and had to go through a somewhat tough series with the Denver Nuggets. I like the Timberwolves. I would have went for a star. I wouldn't went for anyone else. I mean, here's another thing.
But Ben, the thing,
dude, would you have paid? Are you paying LaMelo Ball that massive extension he's about to get? Because I wouldn't.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much I'd pay LaMelo Ball, but I do know that now the Hornets, they're going to shoot a lot of threes. They want to get as much threes up as possible, without realizing that LaMelo Ball was responsible for a lot of those good looks that Khan got last year. He was responsible for a lot of the good looks that Miller
fair.
got last year.
Very fair.
So without him, I think they're looking at what Khan did last year. They're like, oh, well, we got Khan now. We'll be okay. Well, how is Khan going to get those good looks without LaMelo facilitating? You know what I mean? Also, I think LaMelo's going to come over here and do a lot of that for Ant. Be able to really help Ant get his game off, and I think that's more important than what Nas brought to the team last year. Mind you, I'm a huge Nas Reid guy. Like I like Nas Reid a lot, but I just think what the Hornets made a really really bad decision by doing that. I think they're going to rely on 3-point shooting without their guy to get them open. Who's going to Kobe White? Shout out to Kobe, but
yo, and I want to bring it back to the Wolves because I mean, you kind of hit on the point that I was going to make. Ben, I know you're not necessarily high on the move and you think that they lost physicality and whatnot, but on the other end, you got LaMelo Ball completely opening up the game for Ant, something that he's never had. Don't you think that could unleash a different version of Ant and ultimately unleash everybody else that's over there?
And I'm fine with Jaden at the 4.
I don't know. I am too. Jaden McDaniels is a freaking star, man. But also Naz Reid was, came off the bench and he won 6th man of the year at one point. So there's that as well. But
because Malik got hurt with 15 games left in the season.
But LaMelo won 6th man of the year if he came off the bench. So.
I mean, I love Jaden McDaniels, so I'm not trying to diminish him at all. I don't know what the numbers say. I don't know what the numbers say about Anthony Edwards. But I will say this. I want the ball in Anthony Edwards' hand as much as possible. I don't think this is like a Devin Booker situation where he needs to play off ball a ton. So now you take the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hand a little bit, and maybe that's just splitting the duties to where teams aren't blitzing Anthony Edwards. You can make that argument as well. And I do think there will be some better playmaking done because LaMelo Ball is there. But I just think when you change your identity that much for a guy who is a not even he's a shot chucker and defensively not great, doesn't really fit your culture and doesn't play a lot of games. And again, the leadership standpoint is a real thing. And I don't think that I'm going to go to battle with LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards, two of who are the most goofball players in the NBA, where I'm like, I can take that seriously. And I do take the leadership thing very seriously in the NBA. And I think you need that. And I think those guys are not great leaders either.
Yeah, well, they just had Julius Randle, so I mean, I don't know.
Julius Randle wasn't really part of that. Julius Randle was another guy. Golly, he was a good defender. He was physical, man. Damn.
Good defender and physical are not to be used interchangeably.
I should have said physical. You're right. I shouldn't have said good defender. I should have said very physical. So that's right.
But yeah, I think LaMelo's good, but I do agree with the health concerns. If he's not healthy, then I think this can go very badly. And based on recent history, him not being healthy is more likely than him being healthy. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Was Rudy going to be 34 this year, Mark? 35?
I think so, yeah. I think so. We're getting to a point where Rudy's defensive longevity needs to be acknowledged because it's rare that
I would be curious to see how LaMelo is going to raise the floor for Rudy at the rim. That's another thing that I would say. LaMelo Ball, can he help get those easy, cheap alley-oop buckets at the rim, the lob buckets at the rim? That's another thing that can help them. But the biggest thing for me, and this is probably my biggest hot take of the NBA season, so maybe it's bad that we talked about this, but I do think that I don't think this is going to go the right way for them.
All right. We'll just have to see, fellas. Ben and Gabe, I want to make sure that I'm being respectful of you guys' time. I know we had an aligned time before you guys came on. You're free to stay. We'll be on for about 50 more minutes, but I just want to, if you guys do got to go.
I got no life, bro. So
unfortunately, you said 50 more minutes?
Yeah, we'll be streaming for about 50 more minutes.
Yeah, so
if this one if he's quiet.
Unfortunately, what am I saying? Unfortunately, gratefully, I had my daughter in February, and she's 6 months old, and I got a sitter to do this show. So I'm gonna go get the sitter or go get the baby. But I appreciate you guys.
That's why I had a vasectomy, bro. I'm just playing.
I was about to say I got one.
I'm just playing that week. Are you for real? You're way too young for that, bro.
You gotta do what you gotta do,
Hey,
Ron has like 6 kids, bro. So
bro, be getting active though.
I got two more on the way right now with 2 different.
He got two more on the way.
We don't got time to get in. We don't got time to get in that. And you know what's funny? One of them's from Phoenix, and the other one, one's West Coast, one's East Coast. But that's neither here nor there, y'all.
Just ask when you go to Thailand for your next visit. Just ask them, do you know who?
You see why I said we will get out of here in 50 minutes if he just zips it?
I don't know,
bro.
I don't know the context of what just happened. All I know is that's I feel like that should be concerning of what just happened right now. Anyways, I appreciate you guys.
Anthony Edwards off the court as well. Before you leave, can you plug all your socials, where people can find you and all of that good stuff?
I'll say this. Don't judge me on my hottest take. Judge me on the first 50 minutes of the show. I know the Timberwolves thing can go a little crazy, but that is my one sole hot take of the years. I do think that they're going to regress because I just think that identity, man, it just change it that much. I think you're going to have some bumps in the road. You guys can find me on any social media platform at Ben Garcia Show. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube, talking all things Arizona sports at 8 a.m. So if you guys ever need someone to talk about, the Cardinals using their 3rd overall pick, 15 touches in a preseason game, I can tell you that was kind of stupid as well. And I'll still try to tell you, I don't know where the heck Ketel Marte is for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Whoa. He's that talking stick where he should be.
Time out.
Can't wait to get the talking stick.
Who do you think was also better at their apex? Number one, Charles Barkley or Malone for y'all? Y'all have an opinion on that one? Were you big on Charles Barkley back in the day?
So Charles Barkley was only here for a short stint, but everyone has a real big affinity for him, similar to Chris Paul because he took the Suns to the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, you said Karl Malone, right?
Yeah, Karl Malone. Yeah.
Karl Malone scored what? He's the 3rd highest scorer in NBA history. Like, I just kind of got to respect that. Yeah. And I'll just say Karl Malone, like what the point of the game is to get buckets in the words of Uncle Drew. And he did it to one of the best in the NBA history. I love Charles and he's awesome here, but like, that's basically saying Charles is a top 15 player of all time, top 20 player. Like, I don't know if he was that great. So I'd probably still say Karl Malone, but
sure.
I pride myself on trying to be as objective as possible. Also, here's the other thing that I do want to plug. Similar to Swipo, we're part of the Locked On Podcast Network. You guys can find me on Locked On Phoenix Suns weeknights. That's where I'm talking all things Phoenix Suns and people yelling at me for saying Booker's not a superstar, but that he's a really good player. Appreciate you guys for having me. I can hear my daughter screaming in the other room. You guys can follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show, and I'll see you guys then. Appreciate you guys. Let me know if you guys ever need me again. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
we'll catch up with you soon, Ben.
Later, brother.
Later, guys.
For the record, man, I just want to say I would love to see Chuck with John Stockton. What would that have been like? But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agree.
I mean, with the greatest point guard of all time, man. Hey, man. Well, greatest passing point guard.
Rod, people don't know you well enough sometimes to know you're trolling, right? That's like
the greatest passing point guard of all time.
Ron might believe that. Yeah, Ron might believe that.
Well, he didn't have him number 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
What does peaks have to do with the greatest passing point guard of all time?
All right. We did a list a summer ago, didn't we, of like the best players at each position, Mars?
He had John Stockton at like 4 or 3.
So not one then.
Well, no, because there's more to playing basketball than passing. If I do a top 10 passing list next year, John Stockton might be number 1 on this list.
Let's do it. Come on. Hey,
yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe next year.
I know who won't be top 10.
Shooters, passes, all of that stuff. I know you're gonna have Russell Westbrook.
I know who won't be there.
I don't.
All right, but
Steve Nash.
Yeah, no. Well, no. Steve Nash should be there. The other big guy with the slow feet that doesn't play defense either.
15?
Yeah. We don't got time to talk about polar bears, Gabe. We don't got time to talk about polar bears. All right.
I agree with you for the record.
See,
I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah. But once again, if we bring this up or take this any further, this show will be hijacked. So let's get back to the super chats from the Jonathan Frazier, sent through $9.99 and said 37-10 on 55, 67, 75 splits, 8 3-pointers made, and 32-4 on 53, 67, and 80 for the best backcourt in the dub. To all defenses, good fucking luck, because 2-2-0 is here. Enjoy the glimpse of the 2027 WNBA MVP. 22 is greater than 5. Eat it, hater. LFG.
No. Yeah, shout out to the Fever. Not the Fever. Shout out to the Fever, man. That was a crazy game. Crazy game. Ron, you been tapped in WNBA pretty hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
The WNBA is where it's at. The WNBA is an amazing league. Amazing league. In part, it could be partially due to, it's less teams, so it's more competition and stuff like that. But I've been having a ball this year, watching as many WNBA games as I possibly can. And shout out to Paige Beckers.
Shout out to
Paige. Hey, Paige, I'm sorry. You didn't have to take it out on my Seattle Storm for what I've been saying about you on Twitter. You did not have to do that. Paige scored, I think, 24 in the first half. She scored 19 points in the first quarter. I think 24 or 26 in the first half. The only reason why she finished with 20 or 32 points is because they took her out halfway through the third quarter because they were up 30. Paige was going to give us 50. She was 6 for 6 from the 3-point line. She was going ballistic. Shout out to Paige, man. And I'm sorry for everything that I said about you. You're still not better than Caitlin Clark, but I'm sorry for the backlash that I've been giving you. And you didn't have to give us what you gave us.
Don't y'all think it's funny that
what?
Like, well, it's just I made a I don't know, post or whatever yesterday, and I just think it's funny that
what?
When players around the W what? have what?
Bruh.
Rage bait, bro.
When players around the W,
that's all he does
for like one out of all 40 something games in the season, when they do for 3 or 4 games what Asia does on an off night, it's oh my god, this play is so great. Like Asia does this shit on an off night. Like a bad game. I mean, a terrible game for Asia is some players' career nights. And I'm just like, what does that say to y'all? Like, what is? Don't y'all see this? Like, this shit is just like it's so easy for I would not be shocked if she retired after this season. Like, bro, get me some competition.
It's still 22 over 5 in 2027, but I mean, you are correct with some of the things you're saying.
I mean, an off night for Asia is like 26-9.
No, I gotta say, I think the biggest conversation I'm shifting to with Asia is that, for so long I had Maya Moore as my GOAT. And I probably still do, to be fair. But Asia, in terms of just like peak basketball player for women, especially, bro. I mean, Asia's just, we're on year 6 of her doing this. Yeah. Like, this is the best version she's ever been in. Like, that's just crazy.
She came into the league doing this.
I know, but she started taking like an MVP run though, like 6 years ago.
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
5
Oh,
years
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
but
for
6.
sure.
Yeah, she just is a different. Like, she's incredible, bro. Like,
she might have the best peak when it's all said and done.
She really might.
Like Swipe was right. She has been peak. She's been Mars. You know how we send you our peak years for players?
Mm-hmm.
She's literally been in her peak years for the last 6 years.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
But not only just scoring the basketball, but on the defensive end. It's like she's been for the past 4 or 5 seasons, she's been consistently one, if not the best, which I think the best defender in the league. She's been number 2, if not the best. I think she's the best defender, you know. But it's I'm starting to realize like people are just getting tired of it. They're tired of her just dominance.
I mean, you know how that goes though.
It's
like,
boring to them.
No, it really like we get numb to greatness.
Be a soap opera all the time. It's just like it's not.
That's what happened to Lewis Hamilton in racing, though. Like he kept winning so much that people started like trying to push like.
What happened to him was something else.
He got robbed for sure. They changed the rules to take Lewis out. So like it was he was that good type thing. It was the same thing with Tiger in when it came to golf for a little bit. He was so good for a decade.
What happened to Tiger was outside of golf too.
That was his fault, the injuries and all that stuff. But yeah, Asia is having a I don't know what to compare her to, but like it's almost like Serena like impact, except Serena was just so much more. She was a bigger brand when she was at her apex because tennis and she's an individual athlete. But it's kind of like that, like with Asia, where she's just reached this peak, especially like in women's sports, where Stephanie Graf, Serena Williams. Go ahead.
And look at this. Look at this. What? Look at this. See the thing is, Olivia absolutely is balling, right? And the funny thing about it, and I wish he was up here on the screen because I want the chat and everybody to see how.
Yeah, it's real talk.
I want if I'll be quiet if real talk's gonna pop up because I want to ask him about something. So real talk, let us know right now. Are you coming up or not? Because if you are, I just want to ask you a couple questions.
You frauding or you podding? Real talk.
Well, you know what?
Nice phrase.
I'll be fair. What that phrase been around?
Yeah. Tell me about it, Spike. I just be bringing stuff out my back pockets. You
definitely be pulling stuff out of your. Yeah.
Okay. Real talk said he's never done smoke, so let's see if he's here, and then we'll revisit this. I just want to ask him a couple questions. But no, and to your point though, real talk. I'm not saying that like everybody else ain't balling. Like Kelsey's balling, Jackie's balling, Olivia's balling, Caitlin's balling. It's Stewie. This is the best basketball league in the world. I've been saying that for a long time. So it's not like everybody else just ain't doing nothing. It's just the fact that Asia's in a league of her own, bro. That's all.
All right. Well, if real talk appears, he appears. If he doesn't, great. But our next super chat is
pop
from
up
OG
so I can box
Team.
your ass up real quick.
OG Team sent through $10 and said, who would y'all prefer? Rather want to lead your team to a chip? A player that has a talent level of 9 out of 10 with 10 out of 10 poor intangibles, or 8 out of 10 talent with 10 out of 10 intangibles?
Yeah, one of them is way better than the other. Yeah, the second one.
Second one for sure.
Yeah, not even a question. Would you rather have a host that could read well and sometimes derail the show, or a host who could not read well and also derail the show? Which one would you rather have?
Yeah, I mean, you gave one poor in one attribute, and one was really good in both. I mean,
Exactly.
That's a bad question.
That's funny.
Swiper.
I thought I was the only one to notice that.
Yeah, it's a really bad question.
Swiper, can you settle something for me real quick?
Would you rather a host that can give you a good question, actually? Would you rather a point guard that can pass, or
Swiper? Because you're the more mature person around right now, and my son just came downstairs, and it's 10:45 and 10:24 in the morning over here, Swiper. He just came downstairs, first time appearing downstairs, and he's coming to get breakfast. He goes into the refrigerator and he gets out a Lunchly. For us, those were Lunchables, right?
Yeah.
Lunchables. Do you think it's appropriate for a young fella to eat a Lunchable for breakfast?
They're not called
if that's all. If that all you have available currently, does he make
absolutely
eggs?
Not, absolutely not.
Saka, that's a great question. Are you sure that kitchen's stocked?
It's always stocked. We always have food.
I mean, has he eaten Lunchables for breakfast before without your knowledge?
I don't know what he does. Just talking about right now, so I just answer the question real quick.
I think he should get used to intermittent fasting and skip breakfast.
For a child?
I'm joking. That's terrible for a child, bro. Terrible.
Keep going.
No, terrible.
Child. This is the child that I know, right? This is the child.
Yeah, it's my son and two. Yeah.
Oh, then he can do whatever he wants. Yeah, shout out to my nephew, bro. He can do whatever he wants, man.
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, get two. Get two.
get two. He believes in your judgment, Swiper.
You can give that child another one too. Go ahead and give him a Lunchable. You know what I mean? Give him a little barrel juice as well. Go ahead, Ron.
All right, what the buzzball? I got plenty of those. OG
Buzzballs? What?
And the little barrel juice. Yeah, buzzballs. It's juice.
Oh, go on, bro. No, you don't need to be here, Ron's tripping.
OG team sent through. Oh, shout out OG team.
Swiper, you know what he bought my son from the donut shop that day?
What'd he bring?
Never mind. Never mind. Go ahead.
He asked
Voodoo's donut?
Voodoo, yes.
He got
Never mind. Keep going, Ron. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Swiper.
And as a matter of fact,
no.
I wasn't. Swiper, I wasn't even. Swiper, I wasn't paying attention. I said, get whatever you want. I said, get whatever you want.
No.
Hey, no, I had to fill the call. Look. Swiper, can I tell you what happened? Before you.
I need to ask the parent. Ox, he went to
the parent wasn't there.
Okay, cool. Ox, as a parent,
I left my child in Ron's care for 30 minutes, and he bought him the biggest donut they had.
The one with 3 sides.
Go ahead, Ron.
Are you kidding me, Ron?
The fact that you remember it, that's how I know you got it.
They have a Voodoo Donuts on Colfax in Denver. It's one of the most popular donut places in the world.
I know, and you go there and get that donut.
No, I have never seen a.
And you ask him to put.
He bought it for my child.
Exactly.
My flesh and blood.
No, there should be.
You like the cream filling in that donut?
No, Mars. If you knew what this was, there should be 500 feet between Ron and the next closest school. Just so you know. If he bought what I think he bought, 500 feet.
Swiper. Look, I said, get whatever you want. I gave the lady my card, and I had to fill a call. And when I came back,
so he was just inattentive.
I didn't even know it was in a box. It was just he just had a big box. And I said, "Oh, you got the biggest donut? Congratulations."
And my son, he was young. He was just innocent kid. I seen it. I said, bro, you know what that is? And I told him. He said, no. It's like, yeah, bro. But
wait, did he eat it?
Yeah, he ate most of it.
Did he eat it?
He was like,
son, did he eat it? In fact, I think he finished like a third of it, and I think Ox polished off the rest for him.
Polished off.
All right, keep going, bro.
Wax on, wax off. All right, I got $9.99 from Ryan.
Ron, how did he eat it? Did he set it up? Did he set it up?
No, stop it.
I don't know. Ryan Toohey sent through $9.99 and said, "Get this bum Suns fan off. We swept him.
Gosh.
That's why you think he crying. That's why you think he crying."
Randall I choose to believe he's talking about Ben.
I think he's talking about Ben. But if you want to get him in place of Ben, feel free to. He said Randall was a black hole shot chucker. Which year were the Hornets supposed to win? This is dumb. Randall and Nas were bad defenders.
Yeah, I don't
he's definitely
understand the Lamelo defense stuff is weird because teams hunted Nas Reed in space.
But they're a worse position.
Randall.
Randall's a better positional defender than Melo. I would make an argument, but I don't know how much that matters, like scheme-wise, though, Mars, if that makes sense. Like,
I mean, I think Randall is more capable to do things, but I mean, Randall also decides not to do things, and he does that a lot.
Right.
And then Nas and Julius on the court together was just bad defense, like all the time. So I don't know. I wouldn't call either one of them a good defender. And they replaced them with Lamelo, who's also not a good defender. I don't agree with Chill. I think Chill's a bit too high on his defense, especially on the ball. But I think Lamelo is fine. And I do agree with Ox that late game situations, they will sub out Lamelo for the same reasons why you would sub out Steph Curry if you're the Warriors. I mean, just
SGA was getting subbed out last year.
Yeah, you have better defenders. Just sub Lamelo out, bring in a Terrence Shannon, bring in a Jalen Clark. More so talking Jalen Clark, bringing like those type of guys to like be able to switch everything. But I don't think that means that they're going to be a worse team. And the idea that Lamelo isn't a winning player is just something I fundamentally disagree with. So
I also think the Timberwolves got better though, just to be clear. Like I was saying that Lamelo, I don't think Lamelo is a good defender, but I still think the Timberwolves got better by acquiring him though.
What do you got? Can I give you guys a quick Randall take just to see if I'm way off?
What's up? Talk to us.
I wouldn't like to play with Randall, even though he's a really good player. I wouldn't like him on my team. Okay. For me, it's like I don't like playing with people who keep track of how many shots everyone has and feels like, well, now it's my turn. And I feel like with Randall, I would see him become a black hole because it was his turn to shoot. Like I've had friends like that I played with, and I don't play like that. I'm more of like the way he was describing Kennard. It's like, hey, man, make the right pass every time, and we're going to have no problems. And I just would see him kind of be like, okay, you shot the ball a few times. It's my turn. Pound, dribble, bad shot. Not every time, but that would irk me.
I believe, and this is shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves, by the way, and the Wolves. They have one of the best radio shows in sports as well. They cover the Wild, they cover the Vikings, and they cover the Minnesota Timberwolves, and obviously the Lynx. On the show, somebody said, and I have to correct, like see if I can go find these numbers exactly. He said that past like the first 15, 20 games of the year, I think Julius Randle shot sub 30% from three on like 4 or 5 attempts a game, which was obviously crazy. So I do think there is a world of them not having Julius is going to make them more cohesive in some ways. I do, though, wonder, remember, they like playing Julius, Jaden together 4-5. Right now, they don't have another center that if they need to go offense, they can play Jaden next to.
What about the young fella?
They got Bears.
I know.
Bears,
Yeah,
I like Bears Day too. I liked him when I seen him in the Summer League 2 years ago. I like him
he's just a baby
last year.
Yeah, he's a baby. I don't know. Maybe he'll be ready by the end of next year or whatever.
I mean, he doesn't. The thing about those young centers, and even like Niedenhauser, like I like these young guys that are uber athletic. They'll protect the rim and they'll rebound. And if you throw them a lob, they'll dunk it. Which they have LaMelo Ball. They're not like he's playing with LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, and whoever Io. You don't like even with Rudy. They don't need to score. You just need to be an active big man. So if he comes in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, hell, if he even plays 20 minutes a night or on a night, they just need him to be active. Like he doesn't.
I don't think they make the moves. I don't think they make the moves they made unless they expect Berenger to be able to play some minutes. It doesn't have to be heavy minutes, but
by the way, just so people know, the show's called Flagrant House. Is a Wolves podcast. They actually will bring players and stuff onto the show as well. They actually do really well. But if you're a Timberwolves fan or you want more Timberwolves content, it's called Flagrant House, and they actually do content. So I watch them also during the year as well.
Yeah. But Gabe, to your point,
during the Timberwolves episode, get him up here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Phil Mackey. Phil Mackey is his name.
To your point though, Gabe, I also agree. There are certain players, and I like to look at it that way too. When I'm watching Enzo and I'm talking about games, I think about it like, is this a guy that I would like to play with? Is this a guy that I wouldn't want to play with? Mm-hmm. Is this a guy that I'd have to fight in the locker room? You know what I mean? And that type of mindset is just something I can't overlook. Like I can't overlook that. Oh well, you've been shooting the ball. Let me bro. If play good basketball.
Crabs in a bucket mentality.
Right. Pass it to open players. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be crazy in basketball.
I hate that, bro. There's nothing worse than that, bro.
Yeah.
Because when you're playing with an unselfish team, and like I've had great coaches always tell me, get off the ball, you'll get it back. And even if you don't get it back that possession, it's basketball. There's a million possessions. If you don't have to shoot the ball the first, like every time you touch it or the first time you touch it. Like I've never liked basketball players like that. Unless you like J.R. Smith, then that's that's a little different. But you got to be one of them.
I've always been the type, like, when I see the scoreboard is my stat sheet. You know what I'm saying? It's like whenever we score a bucket, I feel like I scored a bucket. So it's like I don't really care about
it sucks as Randall's teammate, I would imagine, when in the back of your mind, like you're keeping track of Randall's shots now too. You're like, is he going to be perturbed? Is he getting angry? Do I need to take care of him so that it doesn't boil over and become a problem? He hit a game winner on us that was just very painful. So that's probably a little bit of my little bit of hatred for him. It's probably seeping through. I apologize.
Yeah, Randall had one good playoff run in his career, and I even changed my tune on him. And I did so wrongly. I should not have changed my tune on him. He sucked this year in the Denver series as well. And then he's terrible, obviously, 2 years prior to that, but he was really good versus the Lakers and played well versus the Thunder as well. But yeah, man, he's a good player. Mars, believes they're going to be competitive with Michael Porter and Randall and Seraph and all them next year. So,
Why is Ben Seraph the third name you said?
Danny Wolf, you know what I mean?
Oh, damn. But yeah, the Nets should be interesting.
All right, the next super chat is from my man Dre Knows Ball. Sent through $9.99. My dog Drake said, "This is for the Suns panelists today. Other than 93 Jordan, which player's performance would you say torched you the most? 2010 Kobe, 2021 Giannis, or 2022 Luka? Who did you hate the most?" It's a great question.
The Suns been on the bad side of some.
For real.
And just to add in that 23 year, remember Jokic had a 34-point triple.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
All right. Well, add Jokic in there.
Thanks for that, Swap.
Yeah.
Flowers to Luka, he was insane versus us. I mean, we'll never live that down. That meme is going to live forever. I don't even need to say what meme it is. Everybody knows immediately what meme I'm talking about when I say that meme. But Giannis came back from a backwards bent Gumby knee that he should never have been. I don't know what kind of LeBron James Germany juice they shot into bro's kneecaps. Ask Dennis Schroeder about that. Okay, next time y'all talk to him. But bro comes back and bulldozes through Dario Saric, effectively ending his career.
Right.
Lines up like a fullback and just blows him up like, I'm going to get their power forward up out of here. And then decides, you know what? I think I'm going to act like Steve Price from the free throw line. And I'm going to go 17 for 18 or 18 for 19, whatever it was. On top of putting up like 40 points a game and soul snatching that alley-oop away from DeAndre Ayton, effectively ending his career. So I have to give it to Giannis because it was just all three phases of the game. He was perfect, and even free throws. So
yeah, shout out Dario, man.
And just to remind people, the reason why
was insane.
The reason why people said other than Jordan, because people don't remember this. Jordan averaged 41, 9, and 6 in the NBA Finals versus the
BTA.
Yeah, he was. That was.
I was a Bulls fan though then, so I was loving it.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Giannis, man. That was crazy serious.
All right, OG team sent through $10 and said intangibles list: accountability, or 1, accountability; 2, effort; 3, mistakes and crucial moments; 4, leadership; 5, ability to sacrifice; 6, coachability; 7, adaptability; 8, switchability; 9, body language; and 10, turnovers; 11, clutch.
Turnovers isn't an intangible.
Does bro have Jalen Brunson looking like Jesus? I like that profile, man. That's a good profile pic.
Jesus looking like Jalen Brunson.
There you go. There you go. Okay. That's a good
but
list,
there's
though.
the other one too, though. God, I forget what we call it. But just like when you make a mistake, you know what I'm saying? Like moving on to the next, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Basically, like having a short memory.
Right. Short memory, and then stick with itiveness, you know, stuff like that. Those are also
Carryability. Would that be? That'd be.
I don't know if
Kind of,
carryability is intangible.
Really?
I mean,
it's floor raising, right?
yeah.
I
It's
guess
a
so.
skill.
I think it's
I guess
intangible.
so.
think
Yeah,
it's
I guess so.
intangible,
Yeah, I think that fits.
It's more
You're right,
intangible
you're right.
than turnovers.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I just think all of that stuff together equals carryability. Like not just all intangibles, but like turnover, just how good you are. You know what I'm saying? All that in goes into carryability.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good list,
All right,
though. OGT.
Is hosting an intangible ability, Ron?
No, it's just a skill. Either you have it or you don't have it.
I agree.
Boy.
And I watched yesterday's episode, brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
press box.
Yeah, we get through
Yeah,
2
but
hours into that.
I'll
Mark.
be-
Hey, hosting's not easy, man, and nobody wants to do it. By the way, I run 2 podcasts. I got my sons, and then I have a Nebraska Cornhuskers podcast. Neither of my co-hosts want anything. I have to start every video. I have to do all the hosting. I don't know. Do you guys like hosting?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I think Swiper likes hosting.
I love hosting. Yeah, and so you know what I mean. It's always nice to pass the ball and let the other person get to it. Now, if you're playing with J.R. Smith, it's not always the best experience ever, but it is.
You
fun.
had some of your best seasons as a fan watching J.R. Smith. Shout out JR, man. Y'all, some of you younger guys
Shout
might
out
not
JR.
know, like JR from 2008 to 2012 was really like, I was prime hoops, y'all.
Yo, that
real.
McDonald's All-American game that he played in when he made like 6 threes from 30 feet
Yeah.
above, I thought he was going to be a superstar.
He
That
was
was
crazy.
crazy.
JR was a
Like, but
superstar.
Crazy
But-
athleticism.
JR legitimately could have been one of them ones. It was just kind of how we were just talking about intangibles. JR, he only had one switch, and it was go. He ain't have no yellow light. He ain't have no red light. He ain't have no in between. It was one speed.
But remember, he changed his game too, just for people to remember. He went to the Hornets. They traded him to Denver, and in Denver, he was just George Charles said, go whatever. But then remember, he went to the Cavs, the New York Knicks and the Cavs. That's when he became a 3-and-D player. He didn't used to be like that, but he evolved his game over time. Actually became really good at it with Iman as well.
He let me down with the Knicks though, in that Indiana series.
No.
Big time. But JR was the type he'll wake up in the morning and leave his conscience right there on the pillow and go to work and get busy.
All right, we got a couple new members. The first is John Kirkland, 5127. Shout out my man, John Kirkland. Appreciate you for joining up. JPS 0583 also joined up as a YouTube member. Shout out to JPS. And last but not least, Jay Rooster 32 also became a YouTube member. Shout out to all 3 of y'all. If you haven't joined up as a member, go ahead and join up. Enjoy all the perks that we offer to all of our members. The next super chat I got is from DZ the Great. DZ the Great FN said, do y'all think we should go back to 2-3-2 format for the playoffs?
I'm so curious as what y'all think about this.
Giannis, if that was the
I
case,
think
Giannis
about this
would've
all the
got swept
time.
in
I
2021.
do think some series would have gone differently if that format still was around.
The Nets won a championship, Mars, in 21. Think about it.
I still don't know if they win that series if everyone.
Well, no,
still
the
died.
Nets, game 3, they won by 40. So remember, and then it was after that when Kyrie got hurt. So technically,
Yeah,
they
but I
moved on.
mean, but everyone still dies. So I mean, I don't know if they're gonna win. But I'm not against it. I'm not for or against it. I'm indifferent. I think in the NBA, home court advantage is the least significant to any other sport I watch. So I'm indifferent.
If they would have kept it that way, I would have liked it. I would say just, but now that they've changed it to 7-game series, it's like I don't want to go back. To me, it's about the congruency of stats, and like in baseball, the whole reason they don't want you taking roids is because they don't want you breaking records that shouldn't be broken in a fake way. And so, like, I would have loved to have seen the continuation of those shorter series so that all the stats line up. Like, this is how stats always look in the first round. But now that it's been 7-game series, you might as well just keep it.
Gabe, they wasn't talking about like the 3-game series. Shout out to 3-game series and the 5-game series. He was specifically talking about, you know how in the finals it's 2 home games, 3 away games. Yeah. But I did those short series are fire though. Like
they did that for travel
intense,
purposes,
bro.
though, right? Back in the day, it was because the East to West Coast travel was long.
Yeah. And that is currently baseball, isn't it? Or NHL? Doesn't one of the sports do that already? Am I tripping?
2-3-2. I don't think.
Well, because the Dodgers and what's the name when they just played in the championship this last year, I thought it was, unless I'm tripping, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was 2-3-2. I could be wrong.
Someone said baseball. I'm gonna follow them in the chat. Baseball does it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
It's kind of unfair though for the team that doesn't have home court advantage, because all you got to do is steal 1, which happens a lot, and then you get 3 at home.
Yeah,
how's that an advantage?
I hate the 3 at home. I think like it would never happen. I would like to see every playoff series played 1 game at home, 1 game away. Yeah, I think that's the most fairest it could be across the board. And then if we get to a game 7, my home court advantage gives me, the game at the crib.
Well, it depends on how far we are away from teleportation, because technically you could do that, and then there's no travel. So maybe in the next 100 years we'll get there. Yeah.
This might sound really stupid, but hypothetically, what about a neutral site?
I like that too.
I play for home court, so playing a neutral site, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair at all for the records.
What about the finals?
I want to be clear, Swiper. There will never ever be teleportation.
They're working on it. They're working on it.
We grew up on this. Ox, never say never. So
we'll say never to teleportation. No, that's not possible.
I'm not saying never. I'm fully on board that we might get there one day. It's just particles of matter.
I mean, you're a free spirit, Swiper. So yeah,
you're a free spirit.
But no, I don't like the neutral site idea.
It's not a good idea.
NBA Finals or any playoff rounds. I don't like it.
I think for the NBA Finals specifically. Now, first or when you're in your conference, second round, first round conference finals, cool. You play for that home seeding, so you get it. Once we get to the finals, it should be fair game. It should be all fair game. We go to Vegas, we go to New York, we go to wherever the NBA wants to. Well, no, the NBA Finals will sell out wherever. We go to the biggest primetime spot. There shouldn't be no home court advantage. We are in the NBA Finals. You made it through your conference. I made it through my conference. Let's get it in.
Well, some teams are going to have home court inherently in a neutral site. Like the Lakers are going to have home court wherever the game is played. The Knicks are going to have home court wherever the game is played. So now you're taking away any sort of advantage the team that's playing the Knicks would have, because now they have no.
Shit, the Knicks had home court advantage in San Antonio.
They had home court advantage in Philly. I know Philly's right close, but like you're not even giving them a chance to have that favorable situation. So
I don't like it for those reasons. But of course, obviously, I like it for how they do like for the Cup. I think they should get out of Vegas and move around to other cities as well.
I think it's in Indiana this year.
Is it really?
I think so.
That's cool. Well, see, but that's not really a neutral site. I mean,
yeah, because the Pacers very well could be there, but
right. But like, I want them to go to sites that don't have teams. Kansas City, St. Louis, Albuquerque.
Test out new markets and see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's test out Sacramento.
And see what you all right, Swiper? You okay? But even I think they should start doing that for the All-Star game too. But
they want a stadium that's like
overseas at some point. I'm not gonna lie. That's what the All-Star game overseas at some point.
Maybe Mexico City will be the first one.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Vancouver, Montreal.
Hey, what's up? Yo, hey, Rio. I'm going down to Brazil. PC Brazil. Could y'all imagine?
Oof. Hell yeah. Mars. Let's say we do it, right? We got to go parasailing. Come on, Mars.
Good.
Mars, you know how much people would pay to see you in a do-rag parasailing?
Come on, Mars.
You
Mars,
never be a poor man
Mars,
again.
I got plans for us in Phoenix, bro. I got plans for us in Phoenix.
Hey, Mark, so
Big
do
plans.
I.
They got this company
Mars, can you say Old Town?
that takes you up in the helicopters, and they let you shoot like the military guns.
No
out in the
helicopters.
desert.
We're not doing no helicopters.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
They got it in Vegas, and I think they got
I'ma
one.
be
I
in
think
the
they got one in.
hotel
I think they got one in
Mars,
Tucson too.
we're gonna have
But
the
I know
after
they got
party
it down
in
there in the military. So.
Wait, are you shooting like boar shooting in Texas or just
No,
like
you're not actually shooting anything. You're just kind of
Okay.
shooting into the desert. They got it's like military stuff, like military weapons in the helicopter. Mars,
That's
we're doing
actually
it.
kind of dope.
We're
I'd do a
doing it,
helicopter for
Mars.
that.
We're doing
Yeah,
it.
Rob.
I hope
Rob.
I hope you have fun. Yeah,
Let's
hope
do
you-
that. Sign us up for that.
Mars, the people want to. I keep coming up with all these great ideas, and the people want to see you doing it. And you just like
I don't.
You're letting the
believe in
people down,
guns.
Mars.
Yeah,
You're letting the
I
people
don't, I
down.
don't believe in guns. So no, thank you.
Okay, well, all you
Mars.
got to do you can come up
Untighten
and
the do-rag and let's
commentate.
have some fun.
You can do the commentary while me and Swipe are shooting the guns.
No, I mean,
Wait, can we do-
virtually,
can
I
we
could
do-
do it from
Can
my
we do
hotel.
paintballs and then we can have Ron streak across the field?
He has to be streaked.
All right, so yeah, hey, Ox, you right. This man is a free spirit. That was crazy. When my crew sent through $100 and said, "Ask this before when there were less people, but would y'all do Jalen Green for DeJounte Murray straight up? Pels have fears now. Jeremiah fears, and the Suns need a real point guard." Gabe, I'll let you answer this. How you feel about DeJounte for Jalen Green?
I'm a huge DeJounte Murray fan, but I need y'all to tell me how his health has been holding up. And does he have the chance to be who he used to be? Or is he on the downslope because of his injuries?
I
good
thought he looked
question.
really good when he came
Yeah.
back, personally. Now I don't know how many games he played. They were ultimately playing for nothing. So I don't think he played a whole lot when he came back, right after the All-Star break. But when he played, I thought he looked really good. And I do think if you're looking at a point guard, like that's what you want. I do think he could fill some of that void, just in terms of like the facilitation. Now he's not the defender that I think people have called him.
Like he
But,
used to
like,
be?
Yeah.
Or you don't think
but,
he
I
ever
mean,
was?
I mean, I think in San Antonio he was really good. I don't think he's been that good since then. But I thought he was really good for the Pelicans. The issue is now you're replacing a high volume 3-point shooter in Jalen Green with
Right.
DeJounte, who doesn't really shoot that many threes. But like he showed like major flashes. Like there was a game he played against the Rockets this year. He went ballistic. I can't remember like the exact numbers or whatever the case. And I know they lost, but he went crazy in the game against the Rockets. So I think he still got it. I think I've seen a few players now come back from Achilles, whether that be KD, Jason Tatum, DeJounte. Like they seem to be, the Achilles might not be as damaging as it once was.
And also just to
Shout
add,
out Byron
Cam Akers,
Anderson.
by the way. Cam Akers in the NFL was the first experiment. This even before them. He came back in 6 months. George Kittle for the 49ers just came off the PUP list towards Achilles last year, Mars, in the NFL playoffs. And he's on track to play in week 1 in Germany. So to your point, maybe science has gotten us there.
Yeah, we
Shout
might
out
be
to
at the
Barter
point.
Medicine,
The same way like the ACL used to be like the career ender like 20 years ago, whatever. And then we kind of got past that, and now the ACL is like, okay, it's not great, but like you expect people to kind of come back. The Achilles might be on that trajectory. Like if we see next year Dame comes back and Dame looks really good, and we see Halliburton comes back and Halliburton looks really good, and then obviously we got DiVincenzo's due to come back like a year from now. Like we might be at the point where the Achilles is still a year you're gonna miss the season or whatever, but it doesn't mean your career's over. And if we get to that point, then I'll be very happy.
He seems like a player you could get for less than giving up Jalen Green.
I would assume so. But
Potentially.
I don't know how much the Pelicans value him.
So that's where I balk at it.
All right. Well, and I can confirm that DeJounte Murray is back to 100%. In fact, he's like 120%. He's been in Seattle breathing this good fresh air all summer. He's been working out in the heart of the city. He just had his camp too. Shout out to DeJounte Murray. Shout out Jamal pulled up. Jeremiah Fears actually pulled up to his camp too.
What's up.
It looked fire. They was giving out phones, iPads, all type of stuff. So shout out to him giving. It was a free camp too. Shout out to him giving back to the community.
Y'all see IT up there balling in that Vancouver pro-am in Canada?
Yeah. Was he?
Yes. By the way, did you see our guy Kawhi playing the 100?
Yes.
Ooh,
Our
guy.
No, it's my guy. Ox just on another side of it. So,
all right, but yeah, no. You want to see the man go to prison, but he's our guy. Fine.
For what?
You're supporting Pablo. But you know what? Let's not get into that. Because we don't got time. But I think that was crazy.
Clippers episode this Wednesday.
Kawhi need to be out here saving his knees.
He must have got paid crazy bread to do that, dog. A 101 to 100. He changed outfit 3 times in the game.
Kawhi going to 100. Yeah,
it was. The dude he was playing was good too. It was just
you know he played PG too like 2 weeks ago. He played Paul George. Did y'all see that one?
Oh, that guy.
Same dude. Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
see
he scored like 65 on Paul George.
Hey, y'all see the difference? There's levels to it.
Well, I mean, come on, that's not even up for a conversation. But yeah, I mean, he needs to be conserving his knees though. I don't know what he's doing out there going up to 100.
Making
Telling
money,
you, man,
he loves money.
We passed the knee problems, man. We passed the knee problems.
I think we really might be. For real.
Don't say that, Mars. Don't
that
talk
surgeon
like
that Kawhi got, man. I'm telling you.
I think we really might be.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the people ain't ready for that, Mars. The people ain't ready for that.
We could get 3 more seasons Kawhi, like how Kawhi gave us last year.
If Kawhi's not injury prone, and on that day-to-day thing, people won't know how to act. You know, they have to be able to hate on Kawhi. They have to be able to question. No. The people, I'm talking about the haters, because that's all they have. That's the only ammo they've ever had against Kawhi. So if they don't have that, what do they have to hang on to anymore? As Kawhi runs through the league, giving belt to ass to the best perimeter defenders. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need to slander Asar Thompson like that, but it's cool. Well,
all of them.
Dark big man sent through $4.99 and said, "Swiper, my Sixers hired Tommy Balsetis. Tommy Balsetis. My Sixers hired Tommy Balsetis, and we also hired Phil Handy. But how will the hiring of Tommy benefit my team?"
Balchetis. Yeah, he was with Denver. He's a good mind. He's good at what he does. Very well respected. He does great at building basketball and like working front office stuff. I think you'll enjoy him. He's kind of a pretty prototypical front office guy, but very he's a down to earth dude too. I think you'll like.
What's his role? Like, what was his role in Denver?
He was working in the front office. It's like working with like Calvin Booth and all them, and like with like GM and scouting and everything. So he's directly involved in scouting and all that kind of stuff.
Shout out Tommy. 989 Michi sent through $5 and said, "What is your starting 5 of favorite players? Mine would be Rondo, Manu, Tayshaun, Paul Gasol, and Draymond, with Dame as my 6th man."
Why would you ruin your team putting Draymond? That was a fire squad. You had a fire squad and threw Draymond on there.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. That was like an Ox team until I saw Draymond. But
hey, Tayshaun Prince, I could put that in my earlier conversation with Swiper about small forwards in the 2000s.
Oh yeah, he was definitely better than Paul Pierce.
Sorry,
he was obviously better than Melo. That's why the Pistons chose him over Melo. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Ruined the end. They won one championship.
Champion.
Because of it. Yep.
And how many championships did Melo win?
And matter of fact, he was also not good in that series. By the way, we're gonna rewatch that series and whenever one of these.
And how many did Melo get? You said.
Melo has 0 championships. Yeah.
Oh, Melo, no. Melo has a national championship and 3 Olympic gold medals. I don't want to. He's a champion.
Oh no, you're correct. You're correct. My all-time
what have you won?
Jalen Green, Tracy McGrady, Michael Beasley.
Any of y'all?
One more than you.
ITT Tech Championship don't count.
I'm Kevin Garnett and Joel Embiid.
I'm a legend. Swiping.
Ooh, Duck. Damn. Duck and KG can flip. I don't know. Either one. And then at the 5, we'll go Joel Embiid.
Ron's still missing layups into my player on 2K, so he ain't won nothing.
Swiper, how many times did you fumble in high school?
None.
Which is why they put you on the defensive line.
I didn't play defensive line at all.
Yes, you did.
Hey, guess what?
He's way too little to be on that line, Ron. Way too little to be on that line.
That's why I said in high school.
Ron,
even in high school, it's too little to be on that line.
When you were playing in high school and in college, they didn't even realize you could fumble in basketball until you stepped on the court. So I don't want to hear that.
Alan L sent through $4.99 and said Luka looks even skinnier than he did last year. That ass looks like he's back to first year, second year weight. Shout outs to 77.
Shout out to GLPs though. I assume. You know. He looks that lean.
Good. Keep working, Luka. Keep working.
Do what you gotta do.
Y'all remember last year he looked like he was about to kill the dude on Good Morning America. When he asked him if he was on Ozempic, Luka looked in.
Really?
What? Y'all remember that?
No, I look that up.
Was it? No, it wasn't Strahan. It was somebody else. I can't remember. And he was like, he said something.
Black
about
dude.
this. Yeah, I believe so. It was a brother.
Yeah, he's played receiver in the league. Okay.
He said that, and Luka looked at him like,
Nate
"Stop playing with me."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Shout out Nate, man. Shout out O'Day High School.
How do you spell Ozempic, Ron?
OZEM?
PIC.
Yeah, that.
Damn, Swap, you can't spell?
Could be Wegovy.
Notice how I asked Ron.
Spanish Jose sent through $4.99 and said a friendly reminder: Jokic's defense is ass crack.
Let's not even talk about that. That was egregious. That was just some.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's an embarrassment to your country.
If you watch those games have been really good with France and with Serbia. I have no idea what happened at the game. That was egregious, but like the game's been really good.
That's what he does. Swipe and stop acting like that's just not him.
I've never seen him do that once in my entire life. By the way,
God,
never.
He does that in the half. Swap. He does that in the half court, bro. He does that in the half court.
He gives up on a play, but he was also excellent in that game for everybody to actually watch the game.
He for sure was cooking.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Wemby's been like a little bit of MIA in these two games they played for whatever reason. Rudy, shout out Big Root. Shout out Big Root. Hey, Guterres needs to be playing in the league. So does Milutinov. I have no idea. Like
Ben told y'all about Marco, boy.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Guterres should not come to the league because he gets loved and respected where he is. People over there get to watch him play basketball.
He's these Americans up too.
That's not going to happen. He's going to come to the NBA. He'll have a couple good games. They're gonna make him play whatever bullshit style of basketball they're trying to force him to play in the NBA. It doesn't matter how different he is.
Different. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Ron. Okay, I get you. Guterres is different, but in the NBA,
no, you're not hearing me.
Ron, please, not right now. I don't got time for this because I got to go anyway. So, Guterres is going to come to. It's the same thing that happened to my man from Olympiacos and came over. Sasha, same thing happened to Sasha.
Sasha Guterres different.
Sasha, but the point is, Sasha didn't get he came to the NBA and had to play whatever style NBA they're trying to push over here.
I'm saying Guterres got an NBA, like all jokes aside, Guterres got an NBA style of play because he actually can handle and facilitate and get downhill. Sasha, like even in the EuroLeague, Sasha doesn't dribble more than 3 times.
He didn't need to dribble. Sasha was over here balling, finishing play. Sasha was playing great basketball, and they still sat him down. Guterres is going to come over here. If I'm not saying he's going to, but if he came over here, he's not going to get the love. He's not going to get the respect he deserves. He damn the NBA. Why come to the NBA? Like the hell with the NBA. Stay over there and keep cooking.
They got 3 of them. Armanovic is another one. Aleska, he can.
Armanovic is tough.
They're good, bro. Like that team is really good. They just they don't.
Milutinov wouldn't last over here though. He shout out Milutinov. He too big and slow. They be hunting him out there,
bro. But he been locking Wemby. He been locking Wemby in these 2 games. So now,
that ain't hard to do.
No, but they are allowed to defend differently over there. To be fair, so like we wouldn't do that in the NBA. But like he's been playing really good defense.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of just thinking if you're super dope, everybody should come to the NBA. Like, damn the NBA, bro. You over there cooking. You're a legend where you are, man. Stay over there and keep doing your thing. The hell with the NBA.
Nah, you right, Ox. But like Marco though, and not even right now. 5 years ago,
Yeah.
Hey, if Bogey could do it,
Hey, was it Bellinini with the Spurs? What was his name, y'all?
Bellinelli.
Bellinelli. He was cooking
Yeah.
over there in EuroLeague too before he came to Spurs, wasn't he?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like
No,
my
that's
man
good.
Korkmaz. Like, remember, like Korkmaz.
Korkmaz was cold too. Yeah.
But Marco better than Korkmaz too.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he's
Telling
not.
you.
I'm just shouting.
Marcos.
And what was the dude that played for the Pelicans? Ox? He averaged 20 over here and then went back.
You're not talking about Nico Melli. You talking about Mirotic? Yeah.
Mirotic.
Mirotic went back for other reasons. And he
he
came
got
over
his
into the
bell
12
rung.
went back with a lisp.
Got his crack.
Yeah.
All right, Alan L said Luka was fit all last year. Brother, he is locked in.
He wasn't this fit.
I'm tired. I'm tired of Luka, man.
I mean, I'm telling you,
tried.
Luka, he got rid of that girl. I'm telling you, hey, a lot of y'all need to do that, and your life should change for the better. Trust me, it happened to me. I'm telling you. Hey, don't take my word for it. Take Luka's word for it. Sometimes you gotta let
divorce. You gotta eat a little bit extra them stress carbs when you're going through a divorce.
Yeah,
Well, at least he got rid of her before his next contract.
facts.
Hey, that's what happened with not put the business out there. Oh boy, Spo. That's exactly what the Heat did. They said they were going to wait until you finish that. They gave him a new contract.
They plug Spo. That was love right there. That was
the day after, by the way. The day after.
Shout out to them, man. That was a beautiful thing.
All right, Cam Salon sent through $5 and said, "Do you guys think Hakeem has a case for being the greatest center of all time?"
Sure, you can make one.
No, he doesn't. He's in the. I have number 7 and number 8 all time, but he doesn't have a case for being the greatest center all time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm not even going to talk about Wilton Bill Russell, but Shaquille O'Neal and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No.
So that's the argument. The argument is, and I agree. Like for me, it's Shaq. I don't care. Put Shaq up against anybody, but Hakeem was known for neutralizing him. So that would be the argument. Is it, hey, how could you say it's Shaq if Hakeem locked him up?
He neutralized a very young version of Shaquille O'Neal.
That's true.
So when we're talking about grown Shaq, Hakeem couldn't have done nothing with grown peak Shaquille O'Neal. And I love Hakeem. I'm a huge Hakeem guy. And Kareem, and that's not even speaking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And you know what I'm saying? Hakeem caught up with the older version of Kareem. You know what I'm saying? The 70s Kareem, I don't think Hakeem could have done anything.
So 80s Kareem was still getting at him though. It wasn't sweet. just like young Shaq, it wasn't sweet with young Shaq either. Yeah. But I mean, I do think Hakeem has a case for the greatest center of all time. Not resume wise, but if we're just talking about we're just rolling the ball out and all of you guys at your best play against each other, none of them won it with Hakeem. I think Shaq don't want it. Like Shaq can still give him 30 and 10, but Hakeem would turn around and give him.
Shaq.
In fact, Ron, I believe 99 to 2002 Shaq, I believe he's begging for it. I think he wants everything to do with that.
95 Hakeem is begging for it too. Like, bring your big ass over here.
Hey, Hakeem, be careful what you wish for.
Hey, Hakeem gonna have. Hey, Shaq gonna lose 10 pounds. He gonna leave out that game looking like Luka. He gonna have Shaq jumping all over the place with all them up fakes and pump fakes and jab steps.
True that.
He gonna let Shaq have it. But I mean, once again, these are two of the greatest players ever to touch a basketball.
That up and under.
Well, yeah. Peak Shaq might be the greatest player to ever live.
All right, Dre Knows Ball sent through a members chat and said, "Happy Mamba Day, 824, top 3 ever."
I'm with that.
Hey, on 824, Kobe the GOAT. Hey, 823 and 825. That's how much I respect Kobe.
R.I.P.
All right, look who snuck in through the back door and became a YouTube member. Shout out to 2 Cheerio. I'm about to go grab me a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios in a second. So
shout out to Cheerio, man.
I can't believe Real Talk ducked that smoke, man.
Yeah, me neither. Damn. Yeah, maybe tomorrow, Real Talk. Rambo E sent through a members chat and said, "Dub panel, Dub Gabe, also happy Kobe Day."
Yep.
Shout out.
Yeah,
I don't think I've
coming
ever.
through, babe.
Yeah, shout out Kobe, man. Shout out Kobe, man.
Does it ever not like? It still doesn't really feel real that he's gone, bro.
I mean, it
It's
feels
crazy.
real, but it's just that's definitely
Not to me.
He was so young.
It's just kind of weird still. It's kind of
I get sick in my stomach, dude. And during his career, I hated him because of what he did to us. But
yeah, it's basketball. Yeah,
I ain't come around to Kobe till about 2010, 11, 12 time. That's when I finally started showing Kobe some love.
I don't think I've ever cried over a celebrity death in my life until Kobe. For me personally, at least.
it was probably just shocked the hell out of you.
Yeah, then obviously, everybody else.
Nate, dog, that hurt.
Yeah,
but man, yes, we were actually talking about this like maybe last week or the week before, and like this space of podcasting and talking about basketball, like really, really needs Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
That would have been amazing. All right, J Word XYZ became a YouTube member, and the last members chat of the day that we have is from I am Justin Miller. Justin said, "What are you guys' thoughts on the Enes Kanter and WNBA propaganda? Because this is getting out of control."
Well, this has been a dangerous space for all this when everybody tried to turn the WNBA into a political battleground. So it's nasty already that they're letting this beautiful league turn into a soap opera. It's just been disgusting. Like they got to stop this. And no matter what your views are, no matter who you agree with or whatever it is, it's like just ignore the trolls, man. Like for sure, Natasha, I feel what Natasha was upset, but I just think Natasha, you got to maintain composure and just play ball. Ignore the trolls. No matter what your beliefs are, it's time for us to start ignoring the trolls.
I ask a question about it though. So I don't like what he's doing because it's just so look at me, and like, bro, no one thinks about you. You weren't that good in the NBA in the first place. Why is he always trying to get his name in the papers? It's annoying. But what happens when it's real? What happens when it's not Royce White? And what happens when it's not Enes Kanter, but it is somebody taking advantage of the situation? It's Mbappe and Gouglier from some other country who's like, I can go where and play? And all I got to do is legitimately act like I'm a girl now. So I feel like those two dudes are kind of fleshing out, although it's gross the way they're doing it. They're like fleshing out this argument for the future of that sport because it'll happen at some point. It could happen at some point where
it's happening overseas.
It happens in America at the high school and even college level in certain sports. So there's got to be, they got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really here to say either way what's right, what's wrong. I mean, I think most of us know kind of where I stand on this, but still, like, just ignore the trolls. In the W, they got to figure out what they're gonna do. That's just whatever. We can do this. We can do this without involving hatred. You know what I'm saying? We can do this without putting each other down.
That everybody feels comfortable with and agrees on. Joanna Man is one of the best movies that's ever come out in sports.
That shit was hilarious.
Movie. That was a phenomenal movie.
Prophetic.
Nobody was serious because we were all aware of the same thing. This would never happen, but that's what made it so funny. So, but again, great movie. Shout out to Oxy. Yeah. Ron in our childhood, and Gabe as well.
That shit was so funny when he was making the move and he missed it and accidentally passed it and he was pissed like, oh damn, and it was like, oh good pass. But that shit was, I love that movie. I love that movie.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. All I know is either way, Caitlin Clark for MVP in 2027. Yo, Gabe, I appreciate you for pulling up. Once again, can you plug yourself and let everybody know where they can find you at?
Yeah, man. Thank you again, you guys. It's Suns Valley on YouTube. I'm on Twitter at Gabe Guerrero 03. Also, you can find Suns Valley on Twitter. We just started taking TikTok a little bit more seriously. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Suns Valley everywhere. You guys go for Suns stuff, Thank you guys so much, though, man. It was
Yes, sir.
really fun. I learned a lot from you guys, man. You guys have, the itinerary you sent me, chef's kiss, man. Like, how are y'all this prepared? Like, I'm not prepared
man,
like this
every
for my
day,
show,
man.
bro.
Hey, like it's just it starts from the top down, and that's not
it does.
Host down from the host down.
No. I have somebody that I have somebody above me that prepares me. Shout out my man Kyle, man. This would not be possible without Kyle, man. Kyle really is the GOAT.
Yeah, man, you did a great
My middle
job.
name is Kyle.
Thanks, man. And I will definitely hit you guys up during All-Star Weekend. Hopefully, it would be so cool if we could hoop in Phoenix somewhere.
Really?
Man. I would kill for that.
Let's do it. So you can see up here who can back up what they talk and who's just,
Well, because I want to be clear that this is a podcast that has been trying to play for a while. I know there's a lot of people out here that think some people that sit behind mics don't play ball, never play ball, or are ducking smoke, but we want all that. And I've been saying this for years. Nobody ever wants it though. But I'm gonna shut up because I'm just a guy on the mic. But we really about that hoop, so you know what I mean.
We could find a place, I'm sure.
Shouldn't be nothing.
Yeah. Right. We'll go. What's that? What's it called? Seattle Penitentiary. That's where we can go.
Wow. The thing I like about Phoenix though, is that they play ball outside past midnight because it's so hot during the day.
Yeah.
You can hit up a park. You can hit up a park at 1 a.m. and check up. And that's some of the best basketball. Swiper, that's not even hot.
I know, but I had to wait to go to a run at 8 p.m. last night. I got to 93, bro. It's crazy, bro.
I love that 1 a.m. hoop outside at the park in Phoenix. That's some of the best basketball, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the temperature game right now at AZ?
I'm in Austin, actually.
That's right.
I'm in Austin, Texas. It's 98 here. It's about to be 102 at some point. But it's the humidity, man. It's just disgusting. It don't feel good at all to be outside. At least in the Valley and in like Vegas, it's kind of nice if you're not out in it too long,
I love that heat, man.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. It's been real. Tomorrow we will be back to talk about the Utah Jazz. We'll catch y'all tomorrow.